Watch this.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Me llamo T-Bone, la araña discoteca.
Discoteca, muñeca, la biblioteca. Es el bigote grande, pero manteca.
Manteca, bigote, gigante, pequeño. Cabeza es nieve, cerveza es bueno.
Buenos días, me gustas papas frías. Bigote de la cabra, es Cameron Díaz. Yeah, boy, boy.
Yeah.
What? It's 2000.
My God.
Yep.
Good afternoon there, team.
Oh, that was very loud. But that's loud on my end. I have this thing jacked up.
I too am still eating lunch, but we will get started shortly. How's everyone doing?
Oh, I'm good. I just had dinner.
Currently eating dinner.
I just came back from breakfast.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah,
Well, breakfast ran a little bit long.
or did it start exactly when it was supposed to?
Just as little. Because you are breaking your fast from the night. So yeah, I guess technically.
Wait, so does that mean normally when I have lunch it's breakfast?
If it's your first meal of the day, yeah.
I would like to propose the argument, though, that sleeping isn't fasting.
It's when you get in the car and you press the accelerator.
Alright, so Rex, let me know when you're ready.
Alright, good to go.
Excellent. So, hold on a second. Alright, to clarify where we left off last time, you guys had just been rudely awakened by some clockwork constructs of questionable maintenance.
Very racist.
Who apparently have something specific against either hell or elves. One or the other. You guys, basically, afterwards we did a little bit of play-by-post, not really play-by-post, play-by-Discord. I asked each of you what you were doing immediately afterwards in the next, 10 to 20 minutes-esque. Honu went fishing, caught an eel.
Made eel kebabs.
Made Luna hold the eel.
Yeah.
Just for the picture, then eel kebabs.
I
Yeah.
passed out of combat.
Yeah, Hal went to pull one of the slugs that was still embedded in her side. Probably passed out and started bleeding all over the place. Luna came over and so, Hal, you basically wake up an hour or two later and find that all your wounds have been nicely dressed and
Oh, hey, come on. We already did this part. Tyler's woke her up. Yeah,
Right.
Tyler's got a 20 on the heal check.
right.
Don't steal this from him, man.
True. Okay, we'll
I'm
say
an
Carlos
academy
woke
mage.
up. But Luna came over and cast Cure Wounds on you, which
And that was appreciated.
And
but-
then applied duct tape.
applied duct tape.
But her hands did smell a little eely when she was healing you.
Beyond that, however, Tylos spent a little bit pulling the various constructs apart and looking through it. And those of you who didn't see the post, he found a... Would you like to describe it, Tylos?
A cog.
Okay. So it's a... Yes, it is a gear or a cog, whatever you like to call it. It's about the size of a tea saucer.
Sprocket.
You could call it that, I guess. Its teeth is very intricate and sharp along its edges, almost like it's less of a gear than it is like bumps on the outside of a coin. What are they called? The anti-counterfeit bumps. They used to put them on gold coins to stop people from shaving the edges and minting new coins with the shavings. But yeah, it's really intricate along the sides. The reason why it caught his eye was that because one, it's coloring, and two, it looked in much better repair than the rest of the surrounding gears. Almost as if it's a new part that has been used to replace a broken part. When he turned it over, and yeah, when he dug it out, he discovered that it was mithril. And when he turned it over, he found the truncated company logo. So basically, it's the logo's on the edge of the gear, and part of it has been cut off by whatever stamping process made this gear. And it possesses the familiar logo of the Windshore Adventuring Company. And upon closer inspection, the gear appeared to have come from either a metal shield or a breastplate. What are the rest of your intentions? It's about 3 a.m. in the morning. Your long rest is technically being interrupted. If you wanted to get a full long rest, then you'll have to basically start all over again. However, that would only push you to 11 just before noon, I guess, before you guys head to break camp. Do you guys just want to take a short rest? Do you guys want to take a long rest and just have a later start than usual, basically?
I would suggest a long rest.
Because you don't want to be hit by those exhaustion levels.
Well, you wouldn't be getting hit by exhaustion levels anyway, because I think all of you have had like a bit of a rest. It's just a bit.
I have no more rages, I think. So
I think, I might, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure we've had 4 hours of rest, because I have this feeling like I've already completed a long rest.
Yeah, you've already.
I could be
completed
wrong,
it.
though.
You guys had 4 hours. You stopped and made camp, and then you went to bed at about 10. You got rudely awoken at about 3 a.m. in the morning. So yeah, you've had a long rest. Although, I guess I'm gonna say nothing technically stops you from having another one, since this is technically a new day.
Yeah, long rest sounds fun, given I'm on like 9 hit points or something.
Sorry. Dang, I'm trying to hit the condense button.
Are you using push to talk?
No, I was the stupid news sheet.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, they updated the sheet.
that they did.
they added fancy borders and stuff around it.
Change is bad. I hate it. I haven't seen it yet, but I hate it because they changed it.
I like it. I think it looks neato.
Shh, don't ruin my narrative.
It's font shape.
And it's all on one page basically now. But yeah, Hanu would, after he ate his part of the eels and left everything, he would just go next to the fire and go back to sleep.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we said we went back to sleep in the tent.
The tent is a 4-person tent.
Yeah, he's still curled next to the fire.
Alright, curious question. Do you guys still take watches for this 8 hours? In which case, what's the order?
I almost feel
I'll
like I
go
shouldn't.
first.
I almost feel like I shouldn't take a watch. Because if I take a watch, we're going to have an encounter. That seems to be how it works. Am I wrong? Fucking the last time we were on watch, we got attacked by a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
I don't know, that depends if you're talking about you, the character, or you, the player.
No, as a player, I seem to be cursed on every... Maybe not cursed, but something will happen on every encounter roll, it seems.
Alright, Tylos, roll me a roll me a perception check. Who's on second?
I guess Hanu will. I'll do second.
Okay. Perception check.
Perception check.
And then by this time, Hal, you would have gained the benefits of a long rest.
So she'll take watch after she wakes up, against my better judgment as a player.
There's nothing to worry about, guys. We're fine.
Alright, third watch. Hal, roll me a perception check. Oh my god! Luna, do you plan on taking a watch?
Yes.
This is fantastic. Hal, are you up with her during this watch?
What, in a tree?
So you could technically take 2 watches if you liked, because you're an elf.
Oh, yeah, she probably would stay out for the second.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say for the sake of convenience and narrative that you'll be helping her, so you gave her advantage.
7!
Yes. Fantastic. So you guys wake up in the morning, no attacks, no
Everybody's dead.
etc. Right?
The
But
camp is trashed.
when you go to break the camp, you come to the realization of something. One of the automatons is missing.
I didn't see anything when I was watching.
Are there any drag marks nearby?
Roll me a survival check, whoever wants to initiate it. And I'll say, because you're in a group, there's someone assisting whoever is checking.
Yeah, so I'm not going to make this roll, I'll just assist.
I'll try.
You'll ask someone to.
Hal has learned attempting to do things she's not good at is a bad idea, so she's going to ask Luna this time.
Right, so Luna, not so much drag marks as in like someone dragged this thing off, but it looked like the automaton crawled into the river. It came back to life, however it happened, and then it crawled into the river. And then it must have got washed downstream.
They're after your eels, Hono.
And you will recall that I'll bring you actually back to the the main map. That the river flows westward towards the lake with the weird metal object in it.
So I'll actually say I think it headed toward the lake.
Hey, I mean, I can't imagine it'd be too good at swimming. At least not upstream.
All right, so you guys finish breaking camp. Beyond that, nothing extraordinarily jumps out at you. Fresh day, you're at full hit points, full resources. You recover half your hit dice rounded up. If you've spent any hit die. So what are your plans now?
Continue going toward the river? Or, I'm sorry.
You get to keep going towards that big metal object, I believe it was we were interested in.
Okay, so you have two choices basically. You can follow the river downwards towards the lake, or you could go west and swing around the river. Now, from what you saw when you were coming down the tether, you kind of saw that there was a kind of I'll just move you in that direction so that you can see what I'm talking about. There was a kind of like a little peninsula kind of thing that seemed to have been pushed up by whatever is sediment or silt that's been pushed up by this stream, and it kind of approaches it's the closest portion of land that you can see that it approaches the tower.
Is there a big enough tree that I could believably, with maybe a day, hollow out and make a canoe with my
Yes.
We went back and got?
Yes, although it may possibly take more than a day if you wanted to hollow one out that could carry all four of you.
Bitch, I'm a carpenter. Let's do this.
Honestly, it'd probably be easier if it was like them three and I just kind of floated alongside it.
Well, you are a pretty good swimmer, so.
Oh yeah, it's not. I'm an islander, bro. This is fine.
The only one that might have some issue is probably Hal,
What? Why?
because you're carrying a whole bunch of metal. No, I'm just
It's
kidding.
it's lightweight metal or some shit. I don't know. It's flavor
No,
metal, damn it.
I'm kidding. All right, so what are your plan is to find a nearby large or a sizable enough tree, fell it, and then convert
Yeah, we
it.
got a carpenter and a boat and a very well practiced sailor.
Wait,
I think we can do
does
this.
anyone feel like this is a stupid idea?
I think this is a great idea.
I start to raise my hand and then lower it.
Come on, Luna, speak up.
Tylos raises his hand.
Aye.
I mean, if there's gonna be a lot of water, bro. I mean, brother, we're gonna need a boat eventually.
I can just imagine us hitting something and everybody capsizing.
Oh,
Yeah.
probably we gotta put a pontoon on it, obviously.
I mean, we don't actually know what's in the lake. It's kind of a whole thing of our mission, we don't know what's in this area. Now, as much as I'd like to take a ride in the boat, maybe it's not the best idea.
My main issue is that if there's a robot in the lake, we may get pulled down.
Yeah, that-
Well, fine. I'm gonna keep my eyes out though for the perfect tree though. If we find it, then we're gonna do it. But until then, we just keep on walking.
If the fates decree it, we'll find the perfect tree.
Yeah. It sticks out. When you see a perfect boat tree, it kind of sings to you.
All right. So
Luna
you're.
looks very dubiously at.
So now we just start rolling a 1d100 every time we move on the search for a perfect tree.
We find an actual like a living tree ant. They're like a tree thing. And we cut it. We kill it to make a boat. I told you it would sink.
Jesus Christ. I feel like there'll be a lot of opposition to that plan.
Yeah, no.
None from me.
Alright, so which direction do you guys plan on traveling? I assume for now he's tabling the whole fellow tree make a canoe.
Apparently, he has to roll a d100 every time he takes a step to find a tree.
That was my suggestion. Yeah. On a 100, you find a perfect tree. Like
Sure. You know what? For shits and giggles, roll me one.
Oh, man. There ain't nothing around here.
Yeah.
I agree.
All the trees around here are like twisted willows and stuff. Not really boat material.
Had I rolled 100 though, that would have been amazing.
All right. So, are you following the river, or are you traveling west and headed for that peninsula that you saw from the tether when
We
you
should
were
probably
coming?
head to the peninsula.
Yeah, I will agree on this.
All right. So, as you travel westwards, headed further into the forest, you evidently become aware, like it's obvious where the constructs came from, because they're made of metal. They're not taking any effort at all to cover their tracks. They came from the west. The dirt. You're essentially following the trail that they came from. About 2 hours after you broke camp, as you headed far enough away that when you crest little like hillocks and like the tops of the crests of little gullies and stuff, and you turn back to look, you can no longer see the river. That's basically how far you've traveled. You come across I wouldn't say a clearing. It's more like a pathway through like densely grown forest. Might have used to be a game trail. Who knows? Like probably a lot of different things used this place to cross this particular dense patch of forest. But something immediately catches your eye. You don't even have to roll a perception check. All over across, hanging from branches, just like all over trees, like 20 or 30. You see 20 or 30 like, what are they called? Like, they're not called fetishes. They're called like,
Totems?
Actually, they might be fetishes.
yeah, maybe fetishes, effigies, I think they're called.
Yeah,
Do they look magical?
Well, roll me an Arcana check.
like Blair Witch Project type of effigies.
They appear to be assembled from an assortment of like bird bones, and there's like a bird skull, and then it's hanging from the tree by like strings, and it's arrayed in various patterns. It's not magical as far as you can tell, Tylos. You don't detect any ritual elements.
I'm going to take one down.
Okay.
And try and scare hell with it.
I was about to say, if he's reaching up one, he's going to hide behind a tree.
I won't see Hal, so I'll try and scare Luna with it then.
Roll me an intimidation check, and I'll give you a plus two.
Jokingly. With a big smile on my face.
Okay. It is quite disturbing. You get the impression, and Tyler's kind of like, he kind of punctuates this point that they were made specifically to intimidate anyone who would come across, this. It essentially forms almost like a ward or a barrier. It
I'll probably cast dancing lights in it as well to make it seem even more scary. If I'm going for it, I might as well go away.
How does Luna respond to this?
She's too busy staring at her squirrels.
Alright. So you can tell that like someone has put this here in order to, like, maybe as territorial marker or some sort of like a warning, like do not cross, or like turn back.
I'm gonna like grab one of them and sniff it and see how long, like if there's any stank, like, or if it's been dead for a while.
Roll me a perception check. Yeah, it's quite easy to tell. Most of the ones here have been here for a while. Like, I wouldn't say years, but definitely at least a couple of months.
So yeah, they've been here for a while, guys. They probably even moved on by now.
Yeah.
So are we sort of in the next hex over?
No.
So we're still sort of in this one.
Consider yourself right on the edge of this hex between this one.
Would this sort of ward wall or whatever, is that sort of going in some direction? Like, is it straight up and down?
It's running north to south.
So do you reckon we should maybe go around? Just at the very least to maybe try and work out what it's surrounding.
Yeah.
Like, how big is this area that's being warded?
As far as you can tell from your immediate observation, it just runs across this trail. Like, if you wanted to go around, you'd have to like backtrack, like maybe like 5 minutes and go up like another path.
Makes you feel better. I'll go first.
All right.
I'll go last.
Okay.
Somewhere in the middle of them.
Oh no, roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Yes.
This is why I went last.
That's why I went first. Is it obvious? Can I use my danger sense?
You can use your danger sense. It is a trap.
13.
So actually, the DC was 12. So So you're walking along, and you turn back and you say, "If it helps you, I'll go first." And then you turn back around and you feel like something snag on your sandals or whatever the hell you're wearing on your feet.
Yeah, they're sandals.
Yeah, and you hear like the telltale sounds of like a snap, like a twig or string snapping, and then you hear the whooshing sound, and you kind of like take a couple of steps quickly back, and a row of like basically someone had bent a branch back and like stuck like pegs through it, like punji.
Yeah, wooden sharpened pegs.
Yeah, and it would have nailed you right, like maybe up the thigh and across the crotch, if you hadn't have like been so quick-witted.
This is why I went first, guys. And I'm gonna keep walking, but this time I'm gonna look for traps.
Okay, roll me a perception.
I don't want to roll low. Yes. You can't see it, but I just took a bow.
So roll me another.
Yes, hope it's the same DC.
It's a slightly higher DC. So you're very, very carefully studying the ground for additional tripwires and stuff, and you don't notice when your forehead clips into like a hanging trigger mechanism, which is just like a flat piece of wood, and it triggers something, and you kind of like jump backwards. Except jumping backwards doesn't seem to help, as a someone had tied like a stump with a vine to a tree, swings down and clocks you directly in the head, dealing 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you were right on the backswing of it, so like it just grazed your forehead.
That was hardly a trap, guys. Right now, this was the right idea, and I'm gonna keep walking with with my amazing perception for traps.
So you do find additional traps now that you're more like heads up about it, but all of it seems very like crude bushwork and etc.
Would I recognize any of these types of traps? I like traps and I fight filthy savages.
Sure. Roll me some kind of intelligence check. History. Is nature an intelligence check?
Nature is intelligence.
Yes.
Wouldn't be Arcana because it's not magic. Yeah, roll me a nature check.
Dungeoneering? Oh wait, that's the wrong game.
Okay.
Yeah, you can tell that these traps aren't like. They're not like they're bushcraft. They're, in fact, you might even call them game traps if they weren't like evidently placed in a manner to ward off intruders rather than hunt for game.
Is it well? Would I have recognized the fetishes from like any like smaller like island tribe? It's like something like that.
Roll me. You know what? This is not really applicable, but roll me an insight check.
Oh, yes, honey, super insightful. Yes, that's three. That's 3 ones in a 5-minute period.
What?
Can I ask you a question, Kev?
Yeah.
Do these look like a religious symbols at all? Like, do you notice any religious symbols or anything in there? Like, I'm looking at it like the one I like.
I licked it to see if it tasted like anything familiar.
Roll me a religion check. But I can tell you straight off the bat, they don't have any religious symbolry that you recognize. But,
Okay.
However, they do look like tribalistic or shamanistic. You suspect that this is the work of natives.
I pull my wand out.
You know, back on Wellbones, my auntie is a shaman. I mean, she don't do anything but drink and take drugs and say she sees things, but she's technically a shaman.
I still have my wand out,
Right.
and I sent my cat to like follow Honu.
Right. So you guys push through this clearing and you come out the other side, emerging from like into a less densely packed growth area. You pass there, no more additional fetishes, etc. And you get your first clear sight of the river. The lakeside. As you cross the boundary.
I like to think, is there like blood, like this is kind of like going down the side of my head from the one trap that hit me?
There's probably a bruise, and it probably didn't break the skin. It was 1 point of damage, so
That's fine.
So you emerge into this kind of this bluff overlooking this lake. You can tell that to the west and to the south, there are 2 rivers feeding into this little lake, and then beyond that, you can kind of see very vaguely off in the distance that there's like another river that's exiting out of this lake system. All around the edge of it is like kind of like a marshy. I wouldn't call it a swamp, but yeah, like a marshland, and you can tell from closer view, with a direct line of sight to it, no more than 8 miles away. 8 miles. You can tell that the metallic object has like this copper/bronze like complexion. It's kind of a little bit difficult to tell without like immediate rule of scale directly beside it, but you guesstimate that this object is like 4 to 5 stories tall. It pokes out of the river, and leans canted at like a 5 to 10 degree cant to the right. facing towards the land. And at the tip of this metallic tower, like leaning tower, is kind of like a platform that sticks out horizontally towards the side that it's leaning. In fact, I will bring you to Kev's doodle page. So if you were looking at it from side on, let me know if you can't see anything, by the way.
I can't see anything.
I cannot see.
I can't see anything.
God damn dynamic lighting.
I mean, unless you drew a picture of darkness.
Okay, can you see things now?
I can see a grid.
Okay, so if you're looking at it from the side view, this is the water, right? Why is there a red dot there? This is the water, and then the object kind of, as I say each one of these grids is like a story tall.
Oh, but I'm trying to copy the thing and put on Discord, but I'm taking pictures of it.
Okay. Yeah, your viewfinder, your surveyor classifies this as unknown metallic construct. And construct as in like a construction, not like.
The dealy you don't know what that Humajiba is.
And then there's an additional platform that sticks out like that to the horizontal side. Maybe a little bit more further than that. Maybe like that.
Oh god, it's a giant gun. There's a point at the sun.
This crashed spaceship.
And then you can see the peninsula kind of leading out to a section. Is that a cat?
Yeah, it's Bella.
It didn't sound like a pearl.
I was gonna be like, wow, that's a really good purr someone got there.
She's never this loud.
Whereas Mur just ate all the food I gave him, gave me the stanky eyeball and left.
And then the peninsula kind of leads out to it, and there's like a 200 to 300 foot wide span from of water from the tip of the peninsula to this thing. But you can see that across the span, there are these little there's almost like a metallic jetty. Like someone has built like this. It's not straight so much. There's a little bit of a curvature going snaking left and right. But there's this jetty that kind of like. By the way, this isn't to scale, obviously. That leads all the way out to the construct, the construction of the tower.
Are there any tracks, like drag tracks, like the thing dragging itself towards this thing?
It's hard to tell from this range. In fact, everyone can roll me a perception check.
I'm afraid to roll another one, but let's give it a shot. What are the odds if I do?
Kev, can I instead look for any traces of elves passing through? Like, I don't know if elves have traditional elf camping methods or any shit like that, but if they do, I want to look for them.
Okay, roll me a perception check as well.
I think
All right.
the term is what he's looking for is God, what's it? No, I can't
Actually,
think of it.
Wayfarer.
Wayfarer's path marks, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, scrap that. What's your survival modifier?
+2.
Okay, so this is the same roll.
It would be 2 less. My perception is 4.
Oh, I understood. So 16.
Yeah.
So you're looking around. You guys are looking down on this thing. Tylos, with your keen perception, you can tell that this jetty that leads out onto the water interfaces with this bronze pillar at what appears to be a fissure or a crack in the side of this edifice.
Does it look stable?
It looks like as if, this thing is clearly made out of metal. It looks like someone or something has taken part of the side and kind of like peeled.
Oh no, sorry, I meant the jetty. Does the jetty look like it's safe to walk on?
Hard to tell from this distance. You're 8 miles away looking down on it.
Does it made out of wood?
It looks like it's made out of metal.
I feel a lot more safer there because it's made out of metal. I think we should go down to the jetty.
As you guys are talking about this object and discussing what it is, and Hal is looking or surveying around for, because if the elves passed through this area, they had to have passed through that choke point, or else they would have gone around. Hal, you don't see any signs of the elves passing through this area. However, I know you hate it when no.
If no one stops on him, he's gonna start walking down the jetty, looking over the side for fishes.
Oh, you're still quite a far away. You're like 2 or 3 hours walk away from the peninsula.
Then I'm not doing that.
However, when you're surveying, looking around for, as everyone's staring down at this, towards the southwest, and you're looking around on the ground behind you, you hear the sound of movement towards your north, and you look up, and you see about 50 or 60 feet away so I say a large dog, but it's not a large-sized dog. It's a medium-sized dog. It's just not a poodle. It's a
Does it look aggressive?
It's the size of a regular ass dog.
Regular ass dog. Maybe some generations ago there was some wolf in there as well.
A wolfhound? Like the Irish
Yeah.
wolfhound?
A type of wolfhound.
Sorry, how far away? Sorry.
About 60 feet away from Hal.
My cat starts hissing.
The rest of you haven't noticed this yet. Only Hal.
Can I do a survival to work out what I should do here? Do I run? Do I stay still? Do I make myself big?
Sure. Roll me a survival check. Actually, roll me an insight check. I will let you insight a dog. Sure, why not? The dog has really, really big teeth, and it seems very happy to see you.
Okay, Hal's going to stay very still and maintain eye contact. And she's going to say, guys, I really could use some help here.
At this point, you guys hear a bark. You guys hear Hal say this, and then you hear a bark, and you turn around, and about 80 feet away from you guys towards your north, there's this large size, wolfhound of some undetermined breed. It's currently just on all fours, standing there, looking at you guys.
I'm gonna go, Luna. Is that a good puppy or a bad puppy?
Peach.
Luna's looking at it. She's looking at it.
Actually, Kev, can I ask something else here?
Sure.
Does it look healthy? Or does it look like it's all scraggly? I'm trying to work out, does this look like it may have been cared for by someone?
It does look healthy.
I get into my, I'm about to cast something stance, and if anything moves, I'm going to consider throwing a fireball at it.
Hey, do you reckon that thing looks... Well, it doesn't look wild to you, does it? She's still staring at the dog, but...
The dog is...
Can I do a perception check to see how well it looks?
Sure.
I'm gonna get in front of everybody like a protective mama and put my arms out so if it charges, I can tackle it.
Okay.
Can I see anything any more around us, or is it just the one?
Sure. I'll let you use that perception check as you subtly survey the situation.
When we get closer,
you don't find the other dogs.
the other dogs, so there are other dogs.
God damn it, I knew it would come to bite me in the ass.
Right. So this dog, while you guys are like subtly positioning yourself, gives another bark. It barks at you guys like once.
I'm gonna bark back at it.
You see one of its ears go up, but like otherwise, like one of its ears turns and faces in your direction.
I hear him doing the barking. I think that's a fantastic idea, and I just start barking and like I'm barking / doing the haka. I'm like doing the haka, but while barking, trying to look scary as hell.
Oh no, stop a second.
Roll me an intimidation check. But sure, what were you gonna say, Hal?
Hal just doesn't think trying to intimidate or antagonize a dog is a good idea.
I think it's a great idea, and that's why he's doing it.
I can intimidate it with fire if you want.
Can we not burn things down?
I'm just gonna tackle him, and we're gonna make him a puppy. We're gonna make him a friend. He's not a friend yet, but we're gonna make him a friend.
I'll turn to Luna and I'll be like, is this a good dog or a bad dog?
I
She's
already
walking
answered
toward
that.
The dog, so she's following the dog.
She's walking toward
The dog isn't going anywhere. It's like 60 to 70 feet away.
Can I throw
watching you guys.
leftover eel kebab towards it?
So are you sorry, Luna, are you approaching the dog?
Yes, I am.
Hal's gonna follow.
I'm gonna like follow, but make sure like if it starts to like lunge at Luna or something, I'm gonna shoot it.
Okay. So when you get to about 30 or 40 feet away, the dog like barks again, but it makes to move away, like in order to keep a separation of distance. But however, it does something that no dog that you've ever seen do. It walks backwards. I don't know if you guys ever seen a dog walk backwards, because dogs don't. But it backs up to.
Oh shit! Is it a druid?
To keep a separation of distance from you guys, and it barks again.
I'm gonna yell, we can't understand you.
Luna, you are. Oh, what do you shift to?
Same thing he is.
You cannot shift to the same thing he is.
Well, then I'll shift to a wolf then.
Okay. Because it's not a beast. Meta. Okay, so you shift to a large-sized, medium-sized wolf or large-sized wolf? Like, what is it technically?
A regular wolf.
Okay. So you see both its ears go up, and its tail goes straight up as well. Before, its tail was kind of like in a half guard position, like not between its legs, but it was like down. Its tail goes straight up, and its ears go straight up, and it barks at you again. At Luna specifically.
I bark back.
All right. So you got this wolf and this dog barking at each other. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm
Hal's
gonna
watching.
pet Luna.
I'm still doing the haka while barking. No one told him to stop. He said it was a bad idea, but he doesn't think it is.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
I am ridiculous. I mean, he is ridiculous.
I'm going to ask you a question. Are you doing the haka or are you doing the haka? Like, are you dealing yourself damage?
Well, no, I'm not doing like the combat version. I'm just doing like, and I'm not even doing the right words. I'm just barking while doing like a threatening haka.
Doing retard haka. Never mind, I didn't say anything.
He's gonna show this dog what's up.
Oh shit, this is being recorded, isn't it? Fuck.
Oh yeah, GG.
Here goes my political career. Anyway,
Oswald and nobility, I don't know your last name.
I don't even know your first name. You might not be called Kev for all I know.
Probably
So,
not his real name.
so
His real name is Mary Poppins.
well, I have yelled, "I'm Mary Poppins," you all before. Shit, where was I saying?
Something about Mary Poppins.
Shit, this is being recorded? There goes your
Uh,
recording.
Half the party is currently barking at a dog.
No, right. One of the rest. So Hanu is doing the haka, the retard haka. What's Tylos and Hal do?
Hell's gonna get some rations. Do rations have meat components?
They do like jerky, basically.
Hell's
Hell is-
gonna take out some of her rations.
Not necessarily
Keep on
beef. Okay, and you're trying to like offer it to the animal.
Not yet, but she's holding it where it can see it.
Okay. You catch like half a tail wag when it looks in your direction. Like it goes to
yeah.
start to wag its tail, but then it stops.
I want to do something, but I want to let Pete have his thing first before I carry on.
I think Tylos is just like halfway through his casting pose.
Yeah, I'm just cautiously making sure that nothing is going to attack everybody.
Okay. Oh, like what's your casting focus, by the way? Is it a wand?
Yeah, I've got it on.
When the dog
It's got a
sees
stick.
looks at you,
Oh, it's a stick.
He's looking for the stick.
you get the other half of the wag.
I'm gonna like wave my wand and see if its eyes follow the stick.
Its eyes are following the stick.
I'm gonna
So-
do that whole like feint, pretend to throw it, and like hide it behind my cape.
Okay.
Can I
Roll
do a
me
sleight of
an
hand?
roll me a sleight of hand check, yeah.
I mean, I'm a wizard, not a good
We're
thrower.
rolling amazing this evening, guys.
So I'm assuming it's safe to assume that this
The
thing
dog-
is probably domesticated.
The dog barks at you, Tylos, and then it gives like a lip curl, like not a hostile lip curl, but like a dismissive or derisive lip curl.
Has he seen the cat?
He has not seen the cat.
The cat jumps on my shoulders.
You get more barking as the dog sees the cat. However, like I said, it doesn't seem particularly keen on you guys approaching it too closely.
Can
But
I?
at the time, it
Can I
Has
doesn't.
this thing moved at all?
It has moved backwards
How far away is it from us?
about 30 or 40 feet.
So, could I have Hal holding the ration forward? I wanted to move forward just say 10, 11 feet, and then sit down and put it on the ground in front of her.
Okay. Roll me. Whoever is doing that, roll me animal handling check.
Yeah, because I have a great score for that. 15.
All right. So as you approach, like by yourself, you kind of non-threateningly close the distance halfway, and sit down with the offering. The animal doesn't back up when you approach it, and it kind of steps forwards a couple of steps, sniffing the air. You catch a couple of tail wags, but it seems hesitant on approaching.
I don't know if I should do this, but this might cause trouble.
All right, well, I'll stand. I'm gonna quit doing the haka and make sure I'm between them, the dog, and them. Maybe not in front of Luna because I know she's doing her druid thing. But I'm gonna go back there.
At the moment, Hal is the one that's most ahead.
I'm gonna stay next to Hal because if it charges, I'll
No.
catch it.
Hal's going. If she hears him approaching, she's going to ask him to stop and back up.
Then I will stop.
Like everyone, just get a wee bit of distance. I mean, I'm actually pretty quick, so if something goes wrong, I'll run back to you.
All right, well, keep eyes on dogs then.
You guys watch It's kind of disconcerting. You now that you're a little bit closer, Hal. There's a bunch of puppies playing with Luna Dog. Now that you guys have spent a little bit more time observing this animal, you can tell that that there's like, have you ever seen a really smart dog? Like, some dogs you can just tell are doofuses.
You can see it in their eyes.
Yeah, and some dogs you can tell that there's something going on behind those eyes. Like, they're clearly thinking about the situation. And you can kind of see that here, especially you, Hal.
Hell is going to say in Elvish, "Come here,"
Oh,
and she's going to smile and like clap her hands a wee bit, trying to be playful and happy and in a good mood.
the dog approaches you, Hal, like cautiously, but approaches right up to you, and then kind of sniffs at you.
Yes.
And then it takes one of the pieces of jerky in its mouth and kind of backs up a bit and starts munching on it.
That's fine. Hell's just going to sit there and wait. Doggo can operate on his own time.
Okay. After a while, after it will sit down, it barks at you, and you get full tail wagging. And then it stops its tail wagging, and it like cocks its head at you for a moment. And it like cocks its head for maybe 2 or 3 seconds, as if coming to some sort of like a decision. And then it barks at you and turns around and runs off about like 15 feet or 20 feet, and then stops and looks over its shoulder at you guys.
Hell picks up whatever she's got on the ground and starts following.
Okay.
I'm going to make sure, well, I'm going to attempt to make sure this dog isn't leading us into a trap.
Okay, how are you doing that?
I'm going to just see if I see any traps, because this dog is probably smarter than I am.
The dog is leading you northwards. You came from eastwards, headed west, and he's leading you northwards. In fact, I'll bring you back to the map. He's leading you towards these hills to your northeast. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to follow them. I mean, is there anyone else who's going to protest, or?
No, sir.
Let's go.
All right. So the dog always keeps running ahead. It keeps about 30 to 60 feet ahead of you. It will duck behind trees. It'll like, it's a dog. It has no compunction for tree branches and etc. So it'll just like dive directly into bushes and stuff, and you guys will have to go around it. And then when you guys like pass by a tree or the bush or whatever, you'll see that it's further up, like, it's up on a ridge somewhere, or it's like up on a fallen log, like further, like 60 feet or 80 feet up towards that direction. And you move to follow the dog further, and you'll jump over you'll jump behind the log, and you hear it scampering off. And then you'll climb over the log, and it'll be like up on a hill crest somewhere, like 100 feet up the path. And Tylos asks you guys, why are you following the dog?
I'm assuming a party of ours is going to have a ranger among them. Probably has a pet along with them. It seems like the kind of pet that I would have if I was a pretentious elf ranger.
But were they to the west, not the north?
That's what we were told. West along the river. We are west along the river.
Yeah, he's leading us away from the river, though, so...
Aye, but, reports didn't see them come all the way down here. They only saw them follow the river part way, I imagine. So it could be anywhere in this area.
Well, you know more about elf rangers than I do, so I will trust your judgment, and I'll follow you.
Well, he understands Elvish. That's something.
Does he?
Yeah?
Are you sure it's a guy?
No?
I mean, you weren't particularly looking.
Yeah, that wasn't exactly my focus there.
Maybe his master's injured. We should probably go find him.
All right. So, like I said, you follow this animal. It keeps leading you guys on ahead. You travel for about half an hour to an hour up into the foothills of these hillside. You get a nice clear look of the surrounding terrain, and I will mark it as such as survey.
And yeah, I would actually take a picture of the dog as well. I would have taken a picture when it was up on the hill before we even got close to it.
And not at the crest of this particular hillside. So there's further up places to go. The dog leads you to what clearly is a campsite. The dog heads straight into the campsite, and you guys don't really have to roll anything to notice that it is a sacked camp, as in it has been destroyed. There was 3 tents. All 3 of the tents have fallen in on themselves, so they're flat on the ground. There's the signs of a campfire that has burned out. There are kind of not really perimeter, not like the barricades that you built, Hal, but more as if someone has taken various vines and branches and etc. and kind of woven a perimeter out of them. But you can see that some of these bramble fences have been smashed through. Yes, you can smell dead bodies, Tylos. You don't even have to roll.
Can we see if there's any more of those tracks from
Just hang on, guys. Don't go too quickly into here. I can smell dead.
I'd be surprised. Given the state of the place.
Sorry, what was that? What was that, Luna?
I wolf in agreement. She definitely smells dead bodies.
Yeah. In fact, all of you who stop to consult your noses smells the telltale signs of dead people.
Hell is following the wolf.
I don't like this.
Okay,
you
so
want me to go in and make sure it's safe?
Don't go too far away from us, Hal.
Aye, that's fine.
all right. So what are you guys doing?
I'm
You're
going
the-
to be watching out Hal, making sure that she doesn't get into trouble.
All right. So Hal, you follow the dog. You approach a little bit closer.
I'll send my cat as well behind Hal.
Okay.
I'll
And
take out my war club just in case.
the dog appears to be kind of it's laying beside one of the corpses. You enter the camp. There's 4 corpses on the ground. All two by where you guys approach the camp. One beside the campfire, and then one is half in and half out of one of the collapsed tents. The dog is seated down beside the one that's beside the campfire, and is kind of giving off this low whine. And you can tell that yes, you've found the Windshore Adventuring Company's camp. There are 4 dead elves here. You were told that there were 6, but you had previously found what appears to be one of their belongings further up the river, as if someone fled.
How does it look like? Can we tell how it looked like they died? Were they mauled, or is there the signs of an attack, or do they look like they were poisoned?
Roll me
Investigation.
a medicine check or an investigation check, and I will additionally allow Hal to roll this at advantage.
If we're going in, I'm gonna go ahead and start taking pictures of each dead elf with the surveyor tool.
Okay, Hal, the first body you come across has one of those hexagonal truncated bolts embedded in the forehead.
Motherfuckers.
And Tylos, you can tell that the constructs, the clockwork men, sacked this camp. All
There's more.
Yeah,
That's
all
what it
four
says.
of the bodies are. Additionally, Tylos, you find one thing additionally of note. It's a various curious thing that doesn't immediately catch your attention. Like, it's not immediate, but after you carefully examine all four of the bodies, you notice that all of their gear, so their packs and stuff are on the ground, like ripped asunder, as if someone has just like torn them up and thrown their contents on the ground. Their bodies have been savaged, but you do notice one thing of curiosity is that there's no metal in the camp. If
I'll take out that cog and I'll be like, I think I know where this came from.
Yeah, if the elves were wearing metallic armor, their armor is gone. If they had metallic weapons, the metallic weapons are gone. If they had cooking pots, pans, anything made out of metal in the camp is gone, and the rest is just like thrown asunder.
Hey, I think I had my one idea for today. Maybe they attacked you because you had metal at our place, because you're the only one that has metal, right?
Well, pauses for a moment and her face sort of twists in thought, and she takes the pack off and like takes a look through her possessions, kind of like confused at first, and then she takes out her sword and goes, "Huh." And then she looks at her quarterstaff and goes, "Oh." And then she looks at her pickaxe and her shovel and her hand axe, and she's like,
I mean, the rest of you all have some metal, but like she definitely has the highest concentration.
She's basically carrying all the tools she could need. So yeah. Shit.
I don't know. I don't have any metal on me at all.
You
Yeah,
have explorers.
I like to think my my mess kit is an old coconut. I
No,
literally have no metal
everything I
on
had
me.
would be like fine class, like crystal. So if I had like a knife and fork, it would be made out of crystal.
The javelins are shark teeth and the sticks. The club is a giant piece of jade. I literally have no metal on me. But I mean, I'm just thinking out loud. Maybe they're not racist. I mean, they could be, but
Maybe they're racist because all elves wear metal.
I mean, that's actually not a typical elf thing, though.
Yeah, actually, that's true.
Yeah.
It depends. Elves can be pretty metropolitan in this setting.
I mean,
Oh, okay.
I don't know about you guys, but where I come from, we kind of burn the dead. I don't know if I should start putting a pyre together for these. What should we do?
What is elf funeral custom?
It depends. It varies, but the traditional one is it's cremation. It's burning.
Well,
Funeral pyre, basically.
elitist elves strike me as the type who might be traditional. So,
But
yeah.
We just burn people because we don't want dead bodies washing up on the shore, and there's not enough space on the island to bury people. So it just makes the most sense. But if you want, I'll start putting together a big pyre out of all these trees, and I'll look around to make sure there ain't nobody here.
Okay.
it also means that like animals won't eat them.
Hey. That sounds like it would be best.
All right. So
Hell's gonna hug the wolf dog thing.
All right. So you guys spend the next couple of hours or so, or probably more than that, in order to build a funeral pyre. You find that all four of the elves still have their dexes with them.
Yeah, we should probably take them.
yeah, we should probably just take all their stuff and chuck it in our bag.
What is left on the one the wolf was beside in the way of possessions?
Okay. Give me a moment. All right. So between all of their various accounts, so you know that you know that like I've told you before, like most dexes have like a transaction limit placed upon them in case like they get there are these people called swipers. Basically, they swipe your dex when you're not looking and charge you for felonious charges for.
No swiping.
Damn it! You said it before I could type it, and I misspelled it.
I think we should leave their credits on there and give it to the next of kin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the balance that's being held in their accounts on the Nexus will be once like their proof of death has been provided, they will be automatically sorted to whatever their will was. But the transaction balance upon their decks can be retrieved by anyone who has possession of the decks, basically. And between the four of them, you basically ascertain that there's about 670 glimmers worth of value between all of the transaction limits between the four dexes. It's up to you guys if you want to take that.
I was actually just looking for like a sentimental squeaky toy or favorite stick.
Or like maybe a bow that shows that it was a reindeer.
I think we leave it. I think we leave it.
Oh, well, I'll take the dexes. At least if we find the rest of the party, we can give it to them, rather than
Yeah.
just leave it.
I mean, we don't take the money.
Yeah, but we should take the rest of this stuff, like whatever they got in the bags, just in case we need it. I mean, I don't care about the glimmers, but
I mean, that'd be nice. That'd be helpful, but it's not fair.
Frankly, we haven't got any place to use them at the moment, so now's not that need to decide anyway, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just hold on to them and see where it goes.
Okay. It occurs to you that bringing back these dexes would be proof of finding the party.
Okay, yeah, that's smart.
which is what they wanted us to. They said there was a reward for them, right?
Yeah, 100 glimmers each. Wasn't exactly made clear if they meant bring it back with the contents intact or bring it back.
We assume in whatever state we find them.
Yeah.
And I took the pictures. If we can get, copies of it or whatever, we can give it to them.
Take some photos of the dead bodies.
I already did.
Yeah.
Are you like doing selfies with the dead bodies?
No, it's more like a CSI thing.
Throwing gang signs and stuff.
Yeah. Bunny ears.
So does the body have like a bow or something?
It looked like they had arrows. They had a quiver, but the bow is gone, and the quiver is empty.
The middle one of those buckets of bolts has a bow.
Is the quiver nice? Why am I asking? Of course it's nice.
It's elvish.
Yeah.
What are we going to do with the dog? Can you talk to him, Luna? Maybe let him know if he want, he can come with us.
Woof 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 woof. Bark.
Roll me animal handling check. It's not so much barking as it is like body language and communication.
It's how you bark.
Yeah, the dog once the dog is by your side, by your sides rather, when you finally set the funeral pyre ablaze, it doesn't seem it seems like it doesn't protest at your handling of the body and your funeral rites and stuff, and it seems what's it called? It seems crestfallen. Solemn, I think would be the term. But as you sort through the rest of the camp,
Or a boy dog?
it is a girl dog. It does, however, as you guys basically sort through the camp as the funeral pyres burn, it does follow you guys around loosely. Not anyone specifically, really, although it does seem to hang out near Hell more than the rest of the others. But overall, it just goes from one to the other, and it kind of just like hangs around near you guys and watches what you're doing.
Was there any more like, I know they've been savage or stupid, was there like anything like healing potions or anything
No.
worthwhile in the bags?
Now that's interesting. You've already found the healing potions.
I know we found some. We found like one or two, didn't we?
You found 2, yes.
There's
Roll
4 that
me,
were sold.
roll me an investigation check,
The lead.
and I will allow Tylos to roll one as well. And I assume someone is helping you, so I'll give you advantage, but that doesn't matter.
Holy crap! That's with a -2. I'm thrilled.
Okay. Tylos, you know the one that was half in and half out of one of the collapsed tents?
Yes.
You find a very peculiar looking set of moccasins upon this one.
They're like ultra comfortable, like elf ultra comfortable.
Yeah, it looks ultra comfortable.
I'm gonna put it on.
So as you put them on,
While no one else is looking.
so you can add boots of the elven kind to your inventory if you want.
Okay, I'm gonna go look.
Are you going to tell the others what you found?
Maybe. I'll have a think about it for a minute.
Okay. Connor, you do find 2 of the. So you recall that they purchased 4 healing potions. You were told by Daniel. You find an additional 2. However, one of them either has already been drank or like the stopper got knocked about during whatever happened here and the contents drained out. You find an additional 1.
But can I reuse the other jar as well?
You can just add a flask to your.
So a flask and
So vial. Add a vial to your inventory.
So we got 1 healing potion and a vial. Fantabulous. I would offer anyone. Does anyone want this healing potion? I mean, I'm pretty tough. I don't really, but
I mean, if you're pretty tough, that means you can stay alive and around to feed the rest of us healing potions if we get down.
you know what? That makes sense. And I'll put it. I think we have like 1 giant bag, but I'll just put it in my inventory for now.
All right.
These are really nice, but they're a little bit too elfy for me.
They're obnoxiously elfy.
Looks
They're
comfortable.
they're really comfortable though. But like, you're an elf. Hell, this may sound racist, but these would probably suit you better than me.
Al raises her brow, looks at the moccasins, looks at the big fuck off combat boots she's wearing, looks at the moccasins. What's that supposed to mean?
I'm just saying that sometimes, sometimes these would be quite comfortable.
Can't believe we're fucking trying to give away magic items because we don't want to get them.
I'm quite happy to wear these. These are ultra comfortable on my feet.
I mean, I'm kind of attached to my shoes.
Well, that's because you tied the laces.
Hunter lets out a big obnoxious laugh at his silly joke.
All right, I'll. You know what? I am going to cast Prestidigitation on them and make them like spotlessly clean. There's probably like blood on them, right?
Yeah, but you wouldn't call them dirty. Like, they seem to be in pretty good nick.
Yeah, but now they look even nicer.
Yeah, now they look brand new.
Great. And they'll be like, well, y'all lost, and I'm just going to walk away. And there's going to be no sound as I walk away.
Yep.
Screw you, Hell has her own shoes.
You see Tylos walk through like not mounds, but like, a little pile of leaves and like past branches that would like little sticks on the ground that would others snap or like rustle as he walks through them, but it makes no sound.
Wow, he really quiet.
What color are they? Are they like bright green?
They are like a verdant green.
Would totally clash with her outfit.
Yeah, well, I'm wearing a black outfit, so this will look great.
Wait, so you're wearing a black outfit with bright green boots?
They're not neon green or anything. They're just like a healthy bright green.
Yeah, but compared to wearing all black, they might as well be neon green.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You're right.
That's what they look like, right?
Let me look up.
Yep.
Yes, that's what they look like.
And I'll mutter under my breath, God, these boots are ugly, but damn, they're comfortable.
All right. So, what are your plans now?
What's the time?
It is about 3 in the afternoon.
You want to go check out that metal thing now? Since
It's a good idea.
this is a really bad place to camp, I guess, because and kind of points at what's up to the previous camp.
Kev, how good was this camping site?
It's not the most defensible and best camping site that you've ever seen, but it would be in the top 10. No, maybe not top 10. It would be in the top 20.
Like
It's-
19.
It's competent, but it's not the best camping site you've ever seen.
Yeah, they already had this place once before.
Maybe, it's a little early, but maybe we should spend extra time finding a nice camping spot, since apparently everyone's under attack when they're camping.
How long would it take us to move to a next X on average?
1 to 2 hours.
I reckon maybe we continue on our way away, but
Now, you do recall that when you made camp last night, you guys witnessed along the western hills a line of lights headed towards the northeast.
oh, that's right. Actually, here's a thought. I gotta admit, I'm really curious about that big metal thing, but do we want to look for that?
Yeah.
I know I do.
Isn't that why we're here?
No, we're here to explore the area and find the elves as a side objective.
Looking at that metal object is part of the exploring, right?
It's not actually.
Well,
That
we're
was our
gonna
own
explore it.
Yeah, I am right, Kevo. Like, looking at the metal thing was just our own personal objective.
Yeah, it was more curiosity than anything. But you guys do remember that if you're the first to secure, to find and secure like ruins or
become
various
ours.
places, then while you don't like own it, you have like
We get naming rights.
basically surveyor's rights to it, and you can kind of sell off those rights for further exploitation or exploration to.
And that's a lot of metal, you guys.
Yeah. You gather that if that thing is made from bronze or copper, like salvage value of that thing alone would be like at least like 10,000 glimmers.
That's a lot of fish.
So, onward to greed.
Well, I like to think it's exploring with a little bit of currency on the side.
Lucrative explorer.
You also
I don't know
remember
what that word means, but it sounds good.
You also remember that the objective that you guys were hired for by by the Verdant Green authorities was to scout a 20-mile radius directly around the Verdant Green anchor. Additionally, like I said, you guys saw that those lights headed along the ridge line, along the hill line, headed northeast. And judging from your judgment, those line of lights might have passed directly through this campsite.
Do we have any way of knowing when the campsite was ransacked?
Okay, roll me. Actually, you don't need to roll. Judging by decomposition, the state of the camp, and etc., you gather that it's been about somewhere in the ballpark between 5 days to maybe a week and a half.
Right, so it didn't happen last night when the lights came through. That means
Well,
the
everyone's
lights...
discussing this because Hanu doesn't care. He's just like, wherever we go, I'm gonna like try to pet the dog.
The dog doesn't. Actually, roll me an animal handling check. Everyone else has. You haven't yet.
Oh, that's gonna bite me.
No, it doesn't bite you, but it shies away. It seems, if from what you gather from anything, it seems intimidated by your size. Like it's a large doggo, but it's not as large as you. You like outmass it like probably 2 or 3 times.
All right. I'm just gonna sit here and say whatever you guys want to do. I'm okay with it.
What do you prestidigitate? Or did you just click it by accident, Tylos?
No, I'm cleaning myself.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Kev.
Uh-huh.
I kept that fancy elf arrow.
Okay.
I'm going to take that out and give it to the dog.
It barks happily.
It shall be its new favorite stick.
It carries it around. It just does.
Alright, I'm happy. Shit, where are we going to go?
Up to you guys.
Tylos, any thoughts?
I'm looking at my
Well-
boots and I look back at what?
I mean, it's a rhetorical question, because you're always thinking about something, I reckon, but where do you think we go?
Look, my vote is towards the tower, but to the
Lona?
little object in the lake. But also scouting out would be good if we can get one objective done. We have been here for a while.
Luna, what are your thoughts?
Metal.
Well, I guess that settles it.
Look, I am kind of worried about these robots that are running around the forest.
Yeah, I'd be lying if
Yeah.
I said I wasn't.
The main issue I have is that if they're attracted to metal and this giant metal object with a giant metal dwarf, that could be their base. And if we're going in there, we need to be prepared for a fight. At least that's what I think. I'm just linking 2 and 2 together and figuring out that they're pissing me off.
When I hear the word fight, I perk up. I go, I want to do that.
Well, it's settled.
Yeah, so just
We head
be
west.
aware that when we do go to the tower, I assume we're getting into a fight.
Oh, that's
At least-
even a better reason to go.
At least the good thing is that we could probably get some a bit of revenge for our party who's just passed if it is the tower.
So, we heading west? West
Yep.
or southwest?
Well, let's head towards the tower. That'll work.
Actually, hold on. I'm gonna suggest we go straight west from here. Now, I don't know what I saw last night, but if that happens regularly, and if it's coming from the tower up here, we don't want to be in its road.
Actually, that's a good... Yeah, smart.
So how many hexes could we move before we set up camp?
You could move at least 2.
Kev,
So,
I have a
Yes.
question for you.
Uh-huh.
How deep in the forest are we?
At the moment, you're kind of at a raised area, so you're not in like thick forest. But the tiles around you are fairly thick forest.
So if we go further into the forest, like if we go west over to the forest, can I do something while we're in the forest?
Sure. What do you plan on doing?
I take out a small box out of my inventory.
Okay. I will say that out of this circle, you wouldn't be able to see the tether. Actually, no, you still would be able to see the tether, but you wouldn't be able to see the anchor house and the anchor town.
Isn't that the point?
Yeah, that is the point. At least that's the instructions.
Yeah, I mean, I'll suddenly be like, well, I mean, we're here. I might as well do what you asked, and then if we're going to make camp for the night in this one.
So you guys are heading west?
Hal wants to head further west before we set up camp. Like, she almost reckons we should cross the river again.
Yeah, this river doesn't seem as like busy or as like frantic. There's several places that you can see as you're coming off the foothills that you see that you could cross this river. You'll have no impediment traveling west furthermore from this tile.
So Hal reckons go one more space over west in the hope that if that thing happens every night, it'll just go past us.
Okay. It's nearing sundown. It's like 5-ish p.m.-ish, 6 p.m. You could, if you wanted to, travel all the way till sundown and move another tile if you wish to.
Thoughts?
Moving. If we stay, we stay. If we move, we move. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, look, I'm happy as long as we are in the
Yeah,
forest. I feel
so-
safe out there.
One more to the west?
Yep.
We're really out of the way.
I will. Before we move further, though, I forgot about one thing.
Okay.
We'll
What's
go southwest.
the traveling order?
I'll be last.
Mid.
I
So the
think
dog is
we're
following you guys, by the way.
middle.
I'm assuming I'm in the front.
Okay, I'll ask you this question: who's last?
Tylos.
Okay,
But, I mean, Tylos, no one hears. Everyone keeps checking because they can't hear Tylos.
Carlos, roll me a perception check. I will roll something. Who's second to last?
Me.
Roll me a perception check at disadvantage. That's not the doggo rolling, that's the DM rolling. Let me check something.
Does it notice me because I'm being all silent?
No. Give me a second. All right, sorry about that. Anyway, so you're last, and the dog is following you guys. And as you guys are cresting off as you guys go to cross the river, the dog, who you guys haven't named yet or anything, but so I'll just call it the dog for now.
I've called it Ralph.
You call a female dog Ralph?
I don't know. It was
You
a
should
female.
name her Dog.
Don't name her doggy.
So the dog barks at you, Tylos?
Can I call it Hell Number 2? As a joke. No, I wouldn't call it Hal number 2. I'd call it Luna number 2.
We could just start listing off names until it has a positive reaction to something.
It seemed positive to Ralph.
Well, can't you talk to that thing, Luna? Like, actually talk to it? Maybe she has a name.
I can't speak dog. I can get my point across, but I can't speak dog.
Well, tell it to bark when it likes one of the names we give it. And then I'll just start saying Ralph over and over again.
What color is the dog?
It is a grayish. It's got like a dark coating with like grayish highlights.
He looks like
Gray-
Ralph.
The
Gray
Elvish
silver
word
highlights.
for ash.
Is Ralph.
No.
How convenient.
That's not it at all. Are you? By the way, Hanu,
Can I do a deception check to like see if she believes me?
Sure. You're a totem warrior, right?
We're still level 2, right?
Damn it.
Right. You get a level 3.
I will be at level 3. I would be able to talk to the dog, but we're not there yet.
I'll pull like my wizard book out, and I'll go to Luna and be like, "Look, see, I can hear written here, right here. It Elvish means Ralph is Ash."
You can tell that Ralph is a human word. It's a common word.
I completely believe him. I'm not even rolling insight. I don't think I can roll that high. I completely believe.
Apparently, the Elvish word for ash is lith.
Sure, we'll go with that. The dog seems fine with that. It wags its tail. Alright, so Lith barks as you guys go to ford the river. Tylos, you turn around and see what Lith is barking at. Lith is facing the other way back the direction you came from. And you look up, and you glance up the foothills to where you guys are coming from. And for the slightest moment, you catch sight of what's the terminology called? Surreptitious movement.
The glint of metal, of son of a metal.
Not metal. You see something like 500, 600, 700 feet back the way you came from.
I'll turn around and say, movement behind us, guys.
I hide behind a tree.
Just roll me a stealth check.
I'm going to do the same. I'm going to like move slowly. I can do mine at an advantage.
For stealth, and I'll try to. This would be worth a hoot. Man, I can't break 10. I think I've broke 10 once this game.
so Hanu steps.
I just let out a giant fart by mistake.
Hanu steps into a tree, and the tree falls over.
Ow!
Oh, is this your boat tree, Hanu?
That tree jumped out at me. You see that?
Well, yeah, I saw that.
Rude tree. I'm gonna punch it just because I'm stupid.
The tree falls over.
Do we hear it?
I showed him.
Yeah, you hear it, and it just so happened to be the tree you were hiding behind, Talos. So now you're not hidden.
I'm just gonna sigh.
But Luna,
You see me take out that tree? It was rude.
But Luna and Hal seem to have found pretty decent hiding places. But you guys look back in the direction that Tylos had pointed out, and you don't see anything. Like, there's no signs of movement, no nothing. The dog still seems to be looking that way, though. And it has, who's closest to the dog, by the way?
I would be, Tylos. I'm going to reach down and be like, Ralph, what do you see?
You can't hear it, but you can feel it through your hand. Lith is growling.
Good boy, Ralph. And I'll pet her.
Her name is Lith.
We'll agree to disagree on the name.
Can I see what's moving that far down? Like, can I see if it's there? I'm afraid to roll, but can I?
Roll me a perception check at disadvantage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Baby.
You don't see anything
I
wrong.
see the tree I knocked over.
How long are you guys planning on staying here, watching back the direction you guys came from?
A few minutes.
I mean, if something's following us, we should just go face it head on.
Yeah, sure. You guys wait. So, like, is that what you're saying, Hanu?
No, I would say that, yeah. I would suggest it anyways. I wouldn't just run up there. At least not yet.
Kev,
Uh-huh.
I'll do it like really, really loudly and about 60 feet to the side of us. like, because it can be the level of a scream.
So from your east, sorry, your south, about 60 feet away, there is the loud blast of a war horn. Lith jumps into like a nearby bush and almost just seems to vanish like into the bush.
I swear to God, mate. Better not scare that fucking wolf away.
And there's the sounds of like panicked bird cries. And you guys see like a whole bunch of birds nearby like take off from out of trees and start flying into the sky.
I jump and face that direction, ready to grab somebody.
And then a few minutes later, what I'll do is I'll do it like at the complete other side of us. The same thing.
There not as much of a panic reaction from birds this time. Lith is nowhere in sight.
Can we see Tails doing something, or is it just...
I don't think he's... Are you being subtle about it?
Yep.
Sure. Roll me like a sleight of hand.
What not a stealth?
No, because this is verbal, somatic, and material. See,
Not that sassy.
you can tell that he's trying to be subtle about it, but it's definitely him that's casting stuff.
I'm using the same previous perception. I can't see anything.
I'm gonna whisper distraction techniques, team.
What the hell are you doing?
Averting their attention away from us to something else. Makes us appear larger. You know, like how a bear stands on its hind legs? When it goes to like scare people, makes itself look bigger. There's something in the distance, and we look bigger now.
Hal's gonna glare at him for a moment, shake her head and mutter something, and then she's gonna go look for Lith.
She's in the bush there, and I'll point. At least I think. She just
Yes. You look in the bush. Lith isn't there.
She's turned into a bush.
I
Ralph
didn't
turned
know
into a
to do
bush.
that.
Hal's going to whistle in Elvish.
Is it like a fancy whistle?
Yeah, it's more pretentious that way.
Is it like one of those like things which go like flu?
What?
No, it sounds like a bird.
So it's like caw.
It's the metagaming pigeon.
Now I'm imagining what whistling in Infernal is like. You open your mouth and everybody hears a quiet guitar riff.
I just thought it just sounds like a tea kettle going off.
No, it's like Dragon Force all of a sudden plays.
Which one? Oh, right. Doesn't matter.
Through the fire. Yeah, they're all sound the
They're
same.
all the same.
Yeah, that one.
How fast can we play? That's a song.
Alright, so do you guys proceed to ford the river or not?
Let's
I'm looking for
yeah.
Lith.
Ralph will follow us, don't worry.
You guys look across, and Lith is on the other side of the river looking at you guys.
Okay, good plan. Good dog.
While I'm swimming through the water, I'm looking for fish beneath me.
Okay. Roll me a survival check.
Come on, something work for me. Hey!
Yeah, you see signs of like some sort of fish that you don't recognize at all. It's medium size. It's like this big. That was a joke. You guys can't see
Yeah,
it.
I see. While I'm swimming, can I like grab my little fishing spear and try to stab it while we're swimming by?
Sure. Roll me an attack roll.
20.
Unfortunately, this fish is too fast for you. As you go to stab it, it catches something, some kind of movement or something spooks it, and it, like with a quickness, it darts down the river. It actually leaves a plume of ink behind. You've never seen a fish do that before.
Oh man, that's crazy.
But the ink cloud like clears because the river is moving here. It clears after like a couple of moments. There's something that functions in that capacity, Talos, but not it per se. Think of it more as like a debt cord that you wrap it around, and it kind of just like truncates it. It shrinks rapidly until it becomes like a quarter.
Great.
Yeah, so you guys cross the river, no issue. Lith is kind of like waiting there patiently on the other side, and it like wags its tail and barks softly once. But it still seems to be looking directly back at the direction you guys came from. It seems to be watching something that you guys can't see.
Hey,
Like,
Ono.
what do you see, Ralph? Ralph, what do you see?
Ono,
What's up,
Take a-
brother? Brother?
look out where she's looking and take a picture. Just
I
need
will
it
do
later.
so. Taking all
Actually-
the pictures.
Unfortunately, the model that you're carrying at the moment only has 2 times zoom, so you don't see much further than.
Oh,
They-
we'll get
you
Liv
otherwise-
to take the picture. That way we'll all be able to see it. It's like average work.
All right, so as you guys cross further past the river, getting away from it a little bit, you guys found out that camping directly beside the river is probably a bad idea. The night falls. Do you plan on setting up camp or?
Weren't we moving to the space over here?
Sure, you can.
Go there. And there we can set up camp. And hell, we'll look for super good camping spot.
Roll me a survival check. And in fact, you have advantage, but that doesn't matter. And the reason why you have advantage is because Lith is leading you to various potential camping spots. And you ascertain that this may have been one of the aspects of what the dog has been trained for.
She's my camp buddy. Best dog ever.
Okay, so you guys find a pretty decent camping spot. It's like in the alcove of a like a cliff overhang. It's nicely sheltered from both the elements and the wind, and there's only like a 70 or 80 degree angle that potential people approaching your camp could approach from. Obviously, they could approach from like over you guys, but then like the drop down from like the cliff face above you is like 30 or 40 feet. So
Okay, brilliant plan. Before we like have our sleep or whatever, Hel is going to make a small ditch and put all her equipment in it and surround it with pitfall traps. Fuck those guys.
And I'm gonna sleep once again. The only way they can get into the camp, like in the way. So if someone tries to come in, they're gonna have to wake me up.
Lith helps you dig. As you start digging, Lith starts wagging her tail enthusiastically, and she helps you dig. But she is not of no help at all. Like she's just doggy digging.
That's fine, I'll tell her to be a good girl.
She's just throwing dirt everywhere, basically. She throws dirt all over Honu.
Don't care, best dog ever.
I don't care. Whatever. I just laugh.
I climb a tree and make my own hammock in a tree.
There's no tree immediately underneath the bluff, but there's one nearby, but you'll be outside of, like, Hal's fortifications.
Oh, well,
I know we passed the... Sorry, go ahead.
I'm just saying no.
What was that, sorry? I missed whatever Luna said.
She would not go outside the fortifications.
Okay. So yeah, Hal sets up like again, is it like ditches with like stakes
bottom. Yeah.
Like a loose barricade of like
That sounds good.
sticks and branches and stuff. Yeah, okay, sure. Do you disguise the pits at all?
I imagine it's probably like a very loose covering to them, like, you know, sticks and fucking leaves and on some branches over top of them.
Okay. Roll me a. What would be an applicable check for this? A survival check. You do not have this advantage this time because the dog can't help you with that.
Yeah, sure.
No, that's pretty good.
Wait, you did a good check?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay. So, you guys bed down to rest for the night. What is the order of the watches? And do you guys do anything before you hit the bed? You have 2 or 3 hours of downtime to mend gear, make...
While we're all like setting up, I'm gonna sort of be like, hey guys. And I've also got another mission while we're here, I'll say.
Well, that's certainly ominous.
Well, the mission itself is fairly ominous.
Didn't you mention something about a mission earlier?
Don't believe I did. But, and I'll pull out this, like, small, ornate box. And I'll just be like, I've got to take this into the forest and bury what's inside.
What's in the box?
Yeah, what's in the box?
You weren't told you were to bury it.
Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. I've got to put it on the ground and leave it.
You were told to leave it out of sight of the anchor house.
Yeah, out of sight of the anchor house.
Well, aren't we out of sight of the anchor house now?
I am concerned about it attracting something. Is my only issue.
Put it in a pitfall trap?
Do you guys show her? Do you show them the contents?
I'll hesitate for a few minutes. I'll be like, fine, I'll show you what's inside. And I'll open the thing.
I don't understand what I'm supposed. Holy shit, that smells good.
There's like, is it a chicken wing type thing?
Yeah, it's some sort of like a roast or something.
Yeah, and it smells
Ooh,
amazing.
can I eat that? That's good. We don't need to go get dinner. We got dinner right here.
It's smelled like this for like 2 months now, so I wouldn't eat it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not 2 months, like a week. But it's still warm and it still smells delicious.
I think, you know what? I will do you a favor. You give me the box, I take care of it.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Do you afraid I want to eat it? Because I mean, I want to.
I'm afraid it'll do something magical to you if you eat it.
Ooh, like a good magical? Or the other type?
I believe it's part of a transmutation school, so I assume it'll turn you into something.
I don't even know what any of those words mean.
It might make you into a rock or a tree or an animal, something that's not you.
Let's put it this way: you eat it, you become it.
That's what
I
I'm
don't want to
afraid of.
be. I don't want to be a chicken.
You are what you
How,
eat.
how close? Like I know we passed the main river, but like, are there any like branches, like creeks of the river near us?
There's probably like a small stream or something, but like enough to collect water, but definitely not enough to like swim in anything.
Why don't you? I mean, if it's out of the anchor house, why don't you throw it in the water, and when like a fish eats some of it, you can see what happens.
Well, the deal was I had to leave it on in the forest.
And you could keep the
We're in the
box.
forest.
Here,
My only
let's tie
concern
a
is that
here's some rope. Let's tie a rope around it and see what happens.
I mean,
I'm
if
sure
you just
the
gotta
rope
leave
will
the
just smell
box
like
by
booze.
its, you just gotta leave the box in the forest. Why don't you put a rock on top of it and drop it in the water? You left it in the forest.
No, that's not what she asked.
Oh well.
I
don't know.
feel
I just
this
want to
is a
eat it.
magical test for me as part
So-
of the academy.
Who gave a box to you?
Well, that's a good question. Who gave you the box?
Was it Miss Sterling or Rosner?
Archmage Rosner.
Yeah, it was a lady named Archmage Rosner, which is why I'm concerned. She was very ominous about everything.
Cryptic would be the word.
Sorry.
I don't know what those mean, but it just seems like over my head. Just tell me what you want me to do, and I'll do it.
Well, I'll hold it out and be like, this is either a test for me, or
For dinner for
I'm
us?
playing a practical joke.
Oh, that's not very nice. Who wants to play a joke on you? That's rude.
Well, wizards can be very petty at times.
Yeah, as you guys look at this drumstick, you do notice that there's like a amulet or a medallion tied around its leg.
I pointed out.
Well, I tell you now, if you leave it in the forest right now, I mean, I'll do my best not to eat it, but I think me or Ralph might eat it.
Well, I could put it away from us.
Well, I don't think you want to go too far. I mean, I'm not trying to eat the thing, but you might not want to be too far away from us because of the machines that are haunting us, apparently.
True. I just realized I have something metal on me. The amulet in the box.
Maybe the machines smelled the chicken and they wanted it, and that's why they were attacking.
All right. Well, what I'll do is I'll be like, Hal, can you come maybe 100, 150 feet away from camp with me? Still within earshot of everybody, but so that way the dog doesn't eat it and Honu doesn't eat it.
All right then.
I will try my best not to eat it if you want me to go with you. But if not, I will stay here.
I think it's best for both of us if you just wait and listen to see if anything happens.
How close is like one of those creeks I can go? We know not to stay here and wait. That's fine.
Wait, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, either one or two things. It'll attract a monster or nothing will happen.
Oh, the first one's fine by me. I can run faster than you.
Ooh, I want to fight a monster.
I'm slower
It's
than
okay,
the rest
Hannah.
of you. I don't want to run.
It's okay, Honu. I'll lead him back to you.
All right, that works. You get on my shoulders if they run, but I want to fight. I want to wrestle it.
All right. Okay, well, I'll take out the box, open it up, and just dump the leg on the floor on the ground of the forest and then run.
Okay. So you do so. You make it back to camp.
Run.
Yeah, you guys run all the way back to camp.
I'm going to leave my cat near it, by the way, so then I can stop and I'm going to have a look at it through the cat.
It just seems to be sitting there doing nothing. Although you guys kind of had to drag Lith away.
Ralph, bad dog, stay away.
it whines something and you swear it's complaining. Like it's not just like a whine, it's like
Ralph, that food is poison. Ralph, that food is poison. It may smell good, but it's poison.
Luna goes
It
over
gives
to
you-
Lith and pats her
It
head
gives you a
and
dubious
goes,
look.
It's not fair. It smells really good, but not for us.
Hanu was like the first time he pulled it out, he's been slobbering the entire time, just openly.
I'm gonna pull out. Oh, I can't do anything now. I can't see anything because I'm looking through the eyes of my cat.
You can still speak, I think, when you're looking.
Yeah, I can still speak, but I can't do anything. I'm just gonna be like standing there, like doing nothing.
But your cat sits there looking at it. It's just sitting there on the ground. There's trails of like you could almost see the aroma coming off it.
Wait, I think was I supposed to take the amulet off the leg?
I don't. You weren't instructed to.
Well, then that's fine.
And yeah, the amulet is still sitting there. And you watch it for a while, and curiously, nothing happens.
Great.
How long do you leave your cat out there?
All night if I can.
Okay, and are you watching through your cat's eyes all night? Where you just
I'll watch for the first because you said it's about 3 hours, right, before we go to bed. So I'll spend maybe like an hour, and then have like a 10-minute break, and then have like 45 minutes, and then have like a 20-minute break, have another sit, and then I'll spend like the last 45 minutes just watching, and then I'll go to sleep and take like one of the last watches, and then the last watch I'll check again.
Okay. So who's taking first watch?
I'll volunteer to take it, but when they get back to the thing, I'm gonna go to like the closest creek and try a little fishing before the night.
Okay. Excellent. Roll me a survival check. I'm gonna inform you that the DC is pretty fucking high because there's the lack of fish in this. It's like a small stream. Yeah, unfortunately, like all the fish that you do see, they're like bait fish. They're like if you could catch enough of them.
I'll try to net them then to have something for dinner for me and Lilith. She seems for everyone, but if I can't catch anything, I can't catch anything.
Okay. No, you do catch like a couple of handfuls of like bait fish, but it's essentially like I said, you'd probably make a good broth, but you wouldn't be able to like.
I'll cook them and I'll make a little kebab out of them.
Like they're not big enough to make a kebab. Like I'm talking about like.
Gotcha. I see. They're like minnows.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Oh, then screw it. They're not worth the time. All right.
Like I said, this isn't like a.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's like a stream, yeah. So you take first watch. Roll me a perception check, I guess.
While I'm out there, if Lilith is near, I'll share some of my jerky with her.
Yeah. Lilith seems. It hangs around near whoever is.
You go roll and throw Lilith some jerky. Like I'm not making her come next to me, but I'm just like I'll take a bite and then throw one to her.
Yeah. Like it hangs around near you and like readily eats whatever you offer it. But like you get a sense that it still seems intimidated of you. Like it's like one of those things where like the dog knows which one is the big dog and gives it plenty of space, but like isn't otherwise like it's not like running away from you or anything. It just hangs around you, not getting into your personal space.
I'm looking for more atomic, what is it called, the clockwork things while I watch.
Yeah, you don't find any of signs of it. Who's on second watch?
Luna?
Good, I'll take it, yeah.
Okay.
I'll go wake her up gently. Hey, little one, it's just you watch.
All right. Roll me a perception check, Luna. And what are you doing during your watch? Or are you just patiently watching?
Patiently watching, occasionally going to the chicken leg or whatever it is.
Are you going out to the chicken leg to see if anything has gone on with it?
She'd probably check like very early on or either very late on her watch.
Okay. Are you being particularly stealthy about your trip out?
No.
Okay. So you just walk out. Lith follows you. And you check on the chicken leg, and Lith starts wagging again. You don't. It's still there. It's still there. You hear in the distance some kind of like a wolf howl, and then it's responded to by like a second wolf howl, but it sounds distant. Like it sounds like it's miles and miles and miles away.
Okay.
Yeah, but the chicken leg, it smells delicious, and you kind of again have to like drag Lith away from it, assuming that you do.
She'll be like, sorry, Lith, it's not for us. It's an experiment.
All right. And the rest of you, actually, you know what? I'm gonna roll some. Huh, that's interesting. So you see, oh shit.
Oh shit.
God damn it.
Here comes the monster.
You know my cat's out there as well. It doesn't like.
It strikes me that maybe we should have put it somewhere and then left, and then made camp somewhere far away.
It's more fun this way.
Sorry, Luna. As you're coming to the end of your watch, you hear like the sounds of like the telltale sound of like metal clinking against metal, but it sounds a long distance away.
Oh, I definitely wake people up.
And I'm not talking about like you catch like the hint of like it's almost like you're up somewhere like in the next neighborhood. Someone slammed their garage door really, really loudly, but you just catch like the very edge of it, and you turn towards the direction where you think you heard the sound coming from, and you see that up the direction that you guys came from, up the campsite hill, you see periodically several, instead of the lights traveling northeast, you see several light sources kind of swinging in different directions, winking behind trees and other obstructions.
Oh, I definitely wake people up.
And you swear at some point you hear like some kind of like a shout or a yell. But it's like I said, it's like an echo. It's like as if it echoed off some other, like the hillside nearby you.
Oh yeah, I definitely wake people up.
Yeah, so Luna comes and wakes all of you up.
Well, I probably would have woke Hal and Hanu up first. Let the mage sleep.
Hal murmurs and lies back down again. 10 more minutes.
I'll get up right away.
Sounds.
I will be snoring. Still, because no one's waking me up.
I'll just kind of stretch, yawn, and go, "Are we fighting?" And like kind of crack my neck.
And I'll repeat, metal sounds from near or around where we burned the.
What happened to the chicken?
Corpses, lights,
not
arrows.
It is at this point, however, Luna, while you're waking up Honu and Hal is complaining about having to sleep 10 more minutes. Tyler,
That was me this morning.
You weren't being awoken by Luna.
No.
You are, however. I don't. You explain to me how this works. It's your cat. So
Yeah.
if you were sleeping and your cat wanted your attention, what would that be like?
Oi, shithead, wake up.
It doesn't speak, so.
That's the effect that I get.
Yeah.
It's the feeling.
Yeah.
That's the feeling that comes through it to me.
Yeah. You get the sense of your cat intruding upon your dreams. It wants your attention.
I'll wake up and look. I'll be like, take a sip of my whiskey, and then look through its eyes.
Okay, your cat has climbed a tree.
I assumed it was in a tree.
Okay, it has abandoned its post, and it has moved. It has moved further back, like 40 or 50 feet back, and it's peering between like a set of branches and some bushes, and it's watching 7 or 8. And as you see, there's like more. There's like a dozen, and then like 16 little like small-sized creatures, and it's kind of hard to tell in like the black and white gloom, right? It's like low light conditions, but there's small-sized figures carrying sticks and clubs and stuff, and they seem to be gathered around where you left the drumstick, although you can't see it from this distance because it is dark and it is small. And then 3 of them seem to be having like a 3-way argument about something.
I'll say out of like Tylos's mouth, there's something at the chicken. Someone grab my hand and take us there.
You left it about 100 and something feet out from the camp, by the way.
Yeah, but I can't see. I can't see like where I am because I'm still looking through the cat.
All right. You watch as one of the figures raises his club and then whacks one of the other small rat-like persons across the back of the head, and then the other one opposite him that hasn't got whacked thrusts his spear forwards and spears the clubber in the side, and then triumphantly lift up what you presume to be the chicken. And then he takes a bite of it, just rips into it. And what are the rest of you doing?
Complaining and lying down.
Okay.
And I'll be like, oh god, there's something at the chicken, guys.
Whilst
I've got
this is happening.
10 minutes left to my long rest.
Yeah. Precisely. You know what? Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Who?
Hal. Okay, no.
Fuck you, I'm sleeping.
You have not accomplished your long rest yet. If you had got above a 10, I would have just given it to you.
Hanu would take you there, but you guys didn't take him, so you don't know exactly where it's at.
Yeah. So
Luna's awake as well.
Apparently Luna is cluing you in, Honu, about the lights up on the... She knows nothing yet about, but Tylos comes bursting out of his tent.
In the complete wrong direction, because I can't see.
Yeah. And he's
How
yelling,
big is Tylos?
he's yelling something about the chicken.
Man, this would make a
How big
great
is Tylos?
scene just to draw out. It'd be hilarious.
I'll be like,
Tylos isn't that
Luna, take me
big.
to the
I'll
chicken.
just-
I can't see.
I'll just kind of sack potato carry Tylos, following Luna.
So as he goes to pick you up, Tylos, you can see that like I said, the figure, this happening, and then the figure picks up the drumstick and takes a chunk out of it. And you can see him visibly tear into it and rip a mighty chunk out of it. There's a blinding flash of light. Can you hear through your animals?
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be able to hear what you just feel someone pick you up.
Oh
So
yeah.
you can't hear him.
I assume it's Hodu because it's rough.
And you see there's a blinding flash of light from where the drumstick is, like it whites everything out. And then you hear from these, you'd heard previously from these rat folks chittering and hollering and various other.
I can communicate with it telepathically.
Yeah. You're hearing and seeing through its senses, but you can't hear and see through your senses while you're doing this.
No.
But there's a blinding flash of light, and Honu and Luna, you see this. There's some sort of like a flicker.
It came from. I'll just say, there's a bright light that came from the something eating the chicken.
Yes, and then let me finish the scene. And then from the bright flash, when the bright flash clears, you from your cat you hear a furious and pain-filled scream. And when the spots clear out of the cat's eyes, you see that the little rat-like person has his hands wrapped around the calf and his teeth sunk into the calf of what appears to be some sort of humanoid figure wearing black robes and holding a big stick.
What?
Oh, it's death.
I'll be like, well, I'm glad. Under my breath, I'll be like, I should have made Hano eat that.
And then there's a moment of like, there's cursing as this person is trying to shake this rat person off his leg. And the rat person seems to be chomping down even harder for whatever apparent reason. And then all of a sudden,
do I recognize this figure?
It's hard to roll me a perception check using your cat's stats.
Sure.
So your cat's perception.
Don't know what it is.
To the Googles.
Just roll me a 1d20, and then we will add a 3.
I don't know if a
10.
familiar
Yeah.
thing is different than a cat.
You can figure out that it's a humanoid person, but beyond that, you can't make out like facial features. You don't recognize them. There's a moment like where he or she it is just trying to shake this thing off its leg, and then the rest of them swarm him with like spears and clubs and axes and getting like basically jumped on by like 20 little rat folk.
I'll say aloud, whoever's carrying me, hurry up, there's someone in trouble.
And I will go even faster. Is the person screaming now?
You can't hear him, but Tylos can. He's cursing up a storm.
Great.
So you guys run westwards. I say you get about 30 to 40 feet. So you close about half the distance. And you just come into like direct line of sight. You pass underneath your cat, by the way. You see yourself being carried by Hodder.
Yep.
Whereupon this person rat swarm, there's a mighty detonation, an explosion. And the immediate surroundings around him, around this figure, is consumed by a fireball. What do you guys do? Like, all of you see this. Like, there's a fireball that just went off.
Sit me down, Honu. I'll go and talk to this person.
I will set Tylos down.
I'll stop looking at my cat.
Okay.
I want to roll to look badass as the shockwave sweeps past. Wow. She falls over.
Yeah, but no one sees you.
A stick hits you in the face. You take no damage, but feel a little bit.
I take embarrassment damage.
Or maybe like you stand there to look badass, and then like a leaf just plasters itself to your forehead.
And she screams in fright and claws at it.
But yeah, the explosion clears, and you see the person still standing. The rat folks are lying about him in smoldering heaps. But then you start seeing like arrows and stones or whatever being flung in several directions. One of them includes yours.
Yeah, can I see any?
Can I see
go after
like?
them.
Can I see all these little people around?
You see several of them. Let me go open the back door, by the way. aliases here.
I wanted to cast magic missile on a couple of them.
I'm gonna charge 2, and I'm gonna try to hit one with another one. What you should have done, Luna, is have Lilith pee on them. Pee on Hal.
So I will bring you to
His brother.
I'll bring you to a makeshift battle map.
Did I do this too early or too late?
Sorry, what was that?
Did I do this too early or too late?
Drop the whole dropping of the chicken leg.
Yeah.
Maybe this was supposed to happen.
Maybe this was the whole point.
I instantly think it's a teacher,
Black.
like from the college.
All right, it is. Well, it is
Like-
technically supposed to be black because line of sight. But give me a moment to bring your tokens over.
Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna pick one up. I'm gonna pull up my club and just start like going through them like poop through a goose.
By the way, Hal, is your HP correct? You should have received a long rest already.
It should be 15. Oh, I didn't change it, sorry. Yeah, that should be better. Has everything been recognized?
That's not what I meant to do. But I think I've got your default token set correctly, so I can just drag it.
That's sexy Samoan half orc. Maybe he's more Tongan. I don't think it really there's a big difference. Wow, that's probably racist.
Right, so you guys are, who's going first? But I assume Honu always like leads the charge.
Yeah.
If I can, I will.
And Honu just put Tylos down.
Yeah.
Hal, I assume you're bringing up the rear because you were like, it's your choice. Either you're bringing up the rear and no one saw you look stupid, or you're ahead of Luna and Luna saw your face get plastered by Leaf.
I feel like she's probably at the front because I think she moves faster than everyone else by a wee bit with that monk speed. So yeah, everyone would have seen that.
All right, and then you guys see about 50 feet ahead of you. I'll say 55. It's let me find a good picture for this guy.
Does it look like Snape?
I hope it's Snape.
Yeah. How do I just type Snape?
Into Google? Yeah.
Snape token. I bet you can find one.
Oh, there's no Snape token. Oh, there is.
Of course there is.
All right. All around him are a bunch of the dead rat folk, and he looks furious. And then, as you are about to open your mouth to respond, there's a hail of arrows and stones and other types of thrown objects. Some of them are aimed your way, but they don't seem to be very, let's just say, very well aimed. It seems more like a panicked reaction than anything. And Severus Snape throws up his hand, and like there's like a fluorescent shield dome or whatever that projects from his hand and shrugs off most of the bolts and stones. And I would like for everyone to roll initiative.
Wow.
I was actually on the right page, that'd be awesome.
You guys are on the right page, right?
No, I meant I had the bear page open.
Oh, they roll pretty fucking good. And what's Snape's roll? Give me a minute. It's funny because never mind. I will later.
You can tell us after the game.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh,
Hello.
Suddenly got like hugely quiet, so I was like,
now we're waiting for
Why?
Snape initiative.
Why isn't... It's not letting me roll for him. I'll just add a turn. It's fine. And then add a 1d.
Snape, Snape.
I hope he hates.
Dumbledore.
Yeah, I hope he hates you guys as much as he hates Harry Potter.
Luna, you go first. You can tell that there are several clumps of like these, whoever's throwing sticks and stones at you, coming from your northwest and your northeast. They don't seem to be particularly well aimed. They just land all about you. I'll draw general zones.
That's where some sticks and stones are coming from?
Yeah. And it like, assume this entire place just to be bracketed by like undergrowth and trees and stuff. So if you want to say you're hiding behind a tree trunk, you can. If you want to say you duck into a bush, you can.
I just realized I don't have any attack spells. Oh, you know what? Here, we'll fight sticks with flames. How about that?
Produce flame. Which square do you put it on?
Well, I'm gonna assume that we're positioned however we want. I'm gonna throw it this way.
Okay. At that tile?
Sure.
Okay, amazing. So you throw your hand forwards and a ball of flame arcs through the air, parabolic style, and splashes off into the bush. You hear a horrific shriek as a little rat person jumps out of the bush, completely ablaze, runs around on fire, runs into another bush, and the bush bursts into flames. And there's no more shrieking.
That's how I play Fallout 5 with incendiary arrows.
All right. For that amazing display of arcane prowess, from a bush nearby you leaps out a rat person, and he shrieks furiously as if you just murdered his friend. And he runs towards you with a little pointed stick. He hollers and warbles and hollers and chirps something. And then he's going to stab you with a little nasty-looking pointed stick, or at least try to. He's about your size, by the way. It does 10 beat your AC. So yeah, you're fine. Like he's too caught up in the moment and just swings furiously at you, chopping at nothing but midair. Seems more like he's menacing you than anything. Another one, however, jumps up from behind a bush, behind a not a bush, like some sort of like a brush or something. He's on a branch and he picks up like an acorn. And he slings this acorn around and like this rope or this sling around his head, and he flicks it at you. 17 to hit. He clocks you in the head for 5 bludgeoning damage, or maybe
With
the
an
shoulder.
acorn.
With an acorn. Hey, he did. Rat folks be badass, man.
With an acorn.
For 5 damage.
Yep.
So is it a metal acorn?
I
Maybe.
want to keep that fucking acorn. Jesus
I
Christ.
don't fucking know.
I mean, that
I'll
makes
You
hold
should
on.
do. You're the DM.
Hey, I don't roll the statistics.
And that's the same damage dice as a dagger.
I'm just gonna roll 1d20 for this interaction to speed things up because so they don't do particularly well against Severus Snape. They do swarm him, and they seem to be stabbing at him. They get a couple of blows in, and a couple of them flinging stones at him, and he seems like he's just thrashing every direction, trying to like get them off him. He's cut in several places. His robes are blackened by like the fireball. In fact, his pants is on fire. But he seems
He must be a liar.
He seems more concerned at the moment. And as you guys like see him flailing about, you catch sight of that medallion that was previously wrapped around the chicken leg. It's around his neck, and it's flickering around. Did anyone ask what was on the medallion? By the way. I don't think anyone asked.
I did.
They wouldn't,
during the
let me
thing.
eat the chicken.
What did I tell you was on it?
I can't remember. Let me look. I can't.
Okay. There was a hand on it. Just a hand.
Okay.
But now, as you guys are seeing him, he throws his hand out. And there is a
Chicken wing?
No, sorry. He like thrashes in all directions, and then he just vanishes and appears 30 feet away. And he throws his hand forwards, and he nails one of the rat folks in the back with a bolt of fire, and the rat folk just explodes into pieces like chunky monkey. And you can see now that the amulet swinging around his neck, the hand has a glowing eye in its palm. It is now your turn, Honor.
Well, seeing this little rat fuck hit one of my friends, I'm going to rush over to Luna. I'm going to go into a rage because how dare he. And then bash in his little fucking face.
Wow.
Yeah, you bash in his fucking face. Like, you just like hit his head into his shoulders.
Nice. And then I'm going to move up our remaining movement. I'm going to move up about there. So next to Hal.
Okay, Hal, it is your turn.
So is that wee thing down there dead? Was
Oh
that
yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot to apply the dead token.
I literally turned him into a turtle without a shell.
Yeah, he literally did.
Okay, so Hal's gonna sort of duck around Honu. She's gonna run up here as she's drawing her bow. She's gonna sort of, skid to a stop, knock an arrow, and she's gonna fire at this guy right here.
Okay. Nice.
2049.
Yeah, you nail him right through the head and pin him into a tree.
What is it with pinning people to things?
It's playing Half-Life Alyx.
Always with the pinning.
What else are you doing, Hal?
That was my turn. I made my move. I made my action. That's it.
All right. 2 rat folks jump out of the bush near you, and they charge you with little pointed sticks. And a third one starts twirling an acorn. Shit! Why do I close pages? So here we go. 2 daggers. 13 misses.
Yep.
21 hits.
Oh, yeah, 21 hits.
Oh, 24 hits for, so a total of 9 damage.
God damn it.
So you can see this one back here, by the way, Hal. I'll mark him with a special little purple dot. He's wearing what appears to be a wolf skull on his head, and it's too big for his head. Like, it's comically too big for his head. He's like peering out through its nostrils or something. And he's the one twirling. He's in one hand he's twirling a sling, and the other hand he's holding like a shaman's stick. Carlos, what are you doing?
I move up here, and I see the one like with the weird hat on it. I don't like him because he hit Hal with that acorn pretty hard. So I cast Firebolt on him.
Okay. Yeah, you firebolt him, and you blow. It hits him on the forehead, and the wolf's head catches on fire. And for a moment, its nostrils shoot out flames. But then, like the creature scrambles backwards and throws the wolf head off it, and it howls and screeches in pain and anger as it points its stick at you.
And then another Firebolt comes straight at him as I use a Sorcerer's Point.
Okay. Yeah, and you kill him. He bursts into flames.
I'll be like, Hal, are you okay?
I'll be swearing.
Luna.
Luna is going to shoot one of the ones attacking Hal. For 1 damage.
For 1 damage. So yeah, you throw the flame. It lands near its ankle, and it scorches its butt a little bit, and it gives it like a yip, and it hops sideways while clutching its ass. And there's a bit of smoke coming off its butt, but otherwise it seems okay. Do you move anywhere?
She'll move closer. Although still staying close to Hanu.
Okay. These guys are going to wheel and charge after Sever's Snape and try and sever his Snape. See what I did there?
I see what you did there.
They are going to throw a whole bunch of shit at him. I'm just going to make one roll. Oh. Yeah, he gets hit quite a few times, and he starts yelling something about that fucking bitch. And then he screams something about, I'll kill you all.
I like
In the back of my mind, I think, Rosner, you owe me so much more than 100 gold. That's all I think.
And then he's going to throw. He's going to step this direction. He's going to draw an attack option. Actually, he's going to step another one. That hits him. Actually, no, it doesn't hit him. No, it does hit him, actually, because he doesn't have. He's going to step this direction. And then he's going to... Oh, shit, this might be bad. Shit, this might be bad. Okay. Give me 1 second.
as Snape starts making death saving rolls.
Wait, Snape fell?
I don't know.
Give me a second. I'm trying to see who's within radius of this.
Hell is probably.
Yeah, I really don't want to kill Hal, though. You know what, Hal? You're right on the edge of this. Okay. And I am a merciful GM, so I will give you advantage on this deck save. But I would like for you to roll me a deck save. And I will say in advance, before you roll this deck save, all of these kobolds die.
23.
Okay. I will also say you're likely unconscious, but you're probably not dead outright. But let me make the roll.
So you're going to roll something and I take half of what you rolled.
Yes, and you're likely going to be unconscious, but not dead.
Oh boy.
It was a good thing I found that healing potion.
Why didn't it roll it from?
Fucking fifth level. Jesus Christ.
So you take 19 cold damage as this person throws his hand forwards and a wave of like a blizzard blasts out from his hand and just murderizes all of the kobolds in front of him.
So it's like negative 13.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Hal like throws herself out of the way and gets like caught by the edge of this blast. This kobold's dead as well, by the way. And she goes tumbling backwards and she lands near your feet, Tylos, clearly in a bad state, unconscious. And then the person spins with a look of fury in his eye, and his eyes catches upon you, Tylos, and you see his eyes narrow. But that's the end of his turn. Hanu, your turn.
Do I see any of these little bastards at all?
You still see a couple more towards the northeast, but that black-robed asshole with the weird haircut just hurt your friend Hal. quite bad.
Let's see. Here's what we're gonna do. Alrighty. I don't think I can get in range of him, actually. Let's see. I'm going to run my 30 feet, and I'm going to throw a javelin at him.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Rage javelin.
It's a disadvantage. I think it's a disadvantage anyway, so.
Anyway, so yeah, it just flies right past them, like you're too raging and you throw it. And he kind of ducks a little bit, and then he turns his attention towards you, and like again, it's almost like he's assessing like who the fuck you guys are.
I'll yell at Hanu, wait, don't.
He does it right as I throw it. I'm raging, so I probably would have disadvantage on my saving throw anyways.
Okay, now you're at 1 success. Tylos.
Well, I don't have anywhere to heal hell, so I'm going to run up to Snape. Can he hear me from there, or do I have to keep going closer?
He can hear you from where you were back there.
Do I know who he is now?
No, you do not know who he is. You've never seen him before, and you do not recognize. Like he's dressed in some sort of like a wizard's raiment, the mage's raiment. But you don't recognize the style. You don't recognize the medallion. You don't recognize his casting pose.
Can I yell? Wait! I'm from the academy.
Sure, you can yell that. He doesn't immediately respond because it's not really his turn. But you do see that catches his attention, and he goes to speak. But it's Luna's turn.
Sorry, can I say one?
Sure. Sure.
I'll just say did Archmage Rosner turn you into something?
Sure.
And that's what I'll say. But I'll also hold my action to cast a firebolt at him if he tries to attack any of one of us.
Okay.
Luna runs over to Hal and's like, Hal! And touches her and she regains 8 hit points.
Hey, not dying, thank you.
All right.
Did he say before he cast the Code of Cold? Did he go chill out?
No.
Everybody freeze!
Then he's not an academy mage.
In fact, every third or fourth word that comes out of his mouth seems to be some sort of a curse. There's a lot of F-bombs here and S-bombs and
the occasional I-bomb.
yeah. It is his turn, and he says "Academy dog," as he swears at you, and then he says, "Your mistress doesn't have enough balls to do the job herself. She sends a lackey." And then he throws his hand up in a casting pose, so you can go ahead and cast your firebolt as he strides towards you.
Oh, thank you so very much.
Don't bother, he counterspells you. That was a joke.
Oh.
And then he is going to throw. I would like for Honu to roll a wisdom saving throw. Thank you very much.
Oh, that's hilarious. You know what? That's better than I expected.
Let me check his spell save DC. It is meet or beat, right?
It's me
Yeah.
to beat.
So, so he says, "Why don't you take that axe over there and take your friend's head off?" And you, for a moment, you hold back your axe to swing, but then you think, "Hold on a second, why the fuck
This
would I
is
do
an
that?" And then he narrows his eyes and he curses underneath his breath, and then he starts backing up furthermore.
You bastard.
He starts backpedaling. Honu, it is now your turn.
I will literally scream at him as I close the distance. This isn't an axe, you dummy! And I'm going to throw another javelin. Now I'm in range. So 21.
Oh, yeah, that hits him. Yeah. Yeah, that hits him straight in the thigh. And he swears something about fucking hoarders.
And that's
For
my turn.
a moment, you were like, because like you're not sure if he's being racist because hoarders is like HORDERS is a derisive term for orcs, but at the same time, like that doesn't sound exactly what he said, but you're not sure.
I'm raging. I can't. I'm kind of like I've got the red tunnel going on.
How
Tunnel
you
vision.
you gasp awake. Luna, placing her hands upon your face has like, yeah, push the cold back. You still can't feel your fingers and your toes. But you are prone, you are awake, you have however amount of hit points you have.
Does that have any mechanical effect not being able to
No.
feel my fingers and toes? Okay,
No.
great. She's going to swear loudly and like punch the ground in a very brief fit of rage. Jump to her feet, draw an arrow. She looks really, really pissed off right now, and she's going to fire an arrow at this gun.
Okay. Yeah, that hits him. Yeah, in fact, he throws up his hand in order to cast that pearlescent shield again, but your arrow punches straight through his hand and catches him on the side of the head. And now he's got a hole in his hand, and he's like clutching his hand to his body, and he's got like a bad cut on the side of his face. Are you moving anywhere? Are you getting? I assume you got up first.
Yeah, that's half my movement. So I got 20 left. She's going to move fucking here. Right?
By the way, as you move there, you catch sight of the kobolds running off. Like the kobolds to the east, they're fleeing. Yeah. Tylos, your turn.
I'm really mad that he's been trying to attack us now. So you see my hands like turn like this really, really deep red, and this like ball of fire comes in my hands and starts spinning around, and it launches at him when I get in range. Oh no, it's 90 feet, right?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure exactly what you're doing, but
I'm doing chromatic orb.
okay.
And there is going to be 2 of them get thrown at him because I'm really pissed off. And
Okay.
I'm out of sorcerer points for that.
He counterspells one of them.
Well, then the next one.
You know what? You had, I think you had inspiration, right?
Yeah, I did.
You want to use it?
Yeah, I want to use it for advantage if I can.
Okay,
Jesus
so how
Christ.
do you want to do this? He counterspells your first orb, but you've got tricks up your sleeve, and from out of nowhere, your cat appears.
I will say, smile, you son of a bitch, as I see.
Yes! Anything Jaws related makes me happy.
So you throw.
And then he explodes like Jaws did.
You throw the first orb, and so this is the way your sorcery points work. By the way, your cat is the source of your second attack. So you throw your first one, and again he's ready for you. He just counterspells with a dismissive slash of his hand, like the derisive, and then like you just like smile, you bastard, or some.
Oh, smile, you son of a bitch!
Oh, you son of a bitch! And then from out of nowhere, your cat appears and just slams a chromatic orb directly into his face, and he just explodes. Like his head explodes.
Perfect. And
Is
that'll
there
be
any,
like, that'll
Yeah.
teach you for dealing damage to my friends.
Is there any of his like black thing left? Like his
I just got his
weapons?
head, so
Yeah, the rest of his body is still intact.
I'm gonna run up there, and even though I'm sure combat's over, I'm gonna recklessly attack the what's left of it and say, "You're a whore."
don't damage his gear. Is what I'll say.
I'm raging, so I hit it
It
anyways.
could be useful. Damn it.
So yeah, the robe is pretty badly butchered. Do you want?
Yeah, I'm just hitting the robe. You're a whore.
I mean, I could fix it.
Well, if it's damaged, it can't be magical, right? That's how it works.
Yeah, true. Maybe his amulet's good. And I'm gonna just be like, Archmage Rosner, honestly, I'm gonna kill you next time I see you. I won't kill you, but I'm gonna be extremely angry with you.
See, if the combat's over, I'll stop raging after I hit the thing and say, "You should let me bite it. You should let the dog eat it."
Maybe you should have just followed instructions and left it and walked away, and never came back.
No.
So
Can I go and loot him?
sure.
I want
So-
to like
so-
pick magic on him, see what.
So now that you've seen what happened and everything, you can make some deductions. I will let you roll an intelligence roll at advantage task. So you make some logical deductions from what you've just witnessed, and you come to the following conclusions. This person was polymorphed into a drumstick. The drumstick was given to you to take out to the wilderness and leave it somewhere. There are laws. So one of Nexy's edicts is that you can't commit murder on the Nexus, but nothing stops you from polymorphing someone into something else and then going out of the Nexus. And then there's still a question of legality if you cause someone's death, but like if you turn someone into a drumstick, take them out into the wilderness and leave them for the wildlife to eat,
Say rat people.
say rat people, for example, then technically that's not murder, especially if you left them their spellcasting focus with them, so they have a chance to defend themselves. A very legal argument can be made that you just maybe like removed an unwanted person from your premises. And that's your logical deduction of what just happened here.
Is there any way I can send a text message to Mistress Rosner?
No, you don't have the spell sending yet.
Because all I would say would be, next time the answer is no.
But you do search over his body. The necklace itself, the eye is still there. Would anyone who sees the necklace like to roll me a religion check?
Well, I'm above him, so I should.
Oh. I'll roll one. She approached the body earlier, so I'll roll one.
Yeah, how you can roll
Wait.
one as well.
What is rolling?
Religion.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
It is.
I don't know.
That's perfect.
I'm looking in skills and I can't see it.
It's under performance, persuasion, religion.
No, yeah. Sometimes like things get deleted. Go to the edit icon, like the edit sheet icon, and then down at the bottom of the skills, there should be generate new skills or generate.
And I click that.
It should have appeared. There we go.
Okay,
There it
yes,
is.
there it is.
I'm not a very religious person, if you can't tell.
You've seen the symbol before, Hal, during one of your past lives as an investigator. It was some sort of like you found it in some sort of cult house.
Doesn't matter, she's still fucked off. She's going back to camp to wrap up in a blanket.
Okay.
Did he have a dex on him?
He did not have a dex on him. You do, however, find a chess piece. It is a bishop. It is a black bishop. Who found the black bishop?
Obviously not Hunt.
Probably me, because I was the next highest.
Okay, roll me an Arcana check. You realize after examining this bishop carefully that it is in fact a script. And in case you need a reminder of what a script is,
Oh,
it's
I know this. Black market decks?
Yes, it is a black market version of the dex.
Great.
And ascertaining to its value, you see it printed upon the base. This script is worth 300 glimmers.
I'd now say what a cheap ass.
And it appears to be a level 1 script. It's a script token. It's essentially like a coin, but it's usually disguised as, like, for example, a chess piece or a dice or something that could just pass as a mundane item.
I had to to Hal. I mean, like, what do you think of this?
Hell is fucked off back to camp. She's
Yeah,
back on the blanket.
Al has dragged herself off back to camp, muttering something about being cold.
Fucking 38 ice damage. She's cold as shit. Sorry,
Yeah,
19.
I'll probably go back to camp, and yeah, it's probably time for bed again.
Whatever's left of this guy, I'll start a little fire there and throw on the remaining kobolds as well.
The guy was human, late middle age. Nothing else of him is largely. You don't find any, like, I'm a criminal notice on him.
No Death Eater, no Dark Mark.
No, the only thing of note that you find upon him is the script and is the medallion. And the rest of you don't really recognize the medallion. Tylos, you recognize it as, now that you've seen it, like, in use, you recognize it as a spellcasting. Actually, I think I've already told you that it was a spellcasting focus beforehand. And that it had latent, it had come into contact with necromantic and evocation magic. Yeah, so what are you guys doing now?
Going back to the tent and drinking.
Sleeping.
All right.
I'll start a bonfire for all the dead people and go back to sleep.
Yep, Hell's beside the bonfire.
So on the plus side, right, you guys can get another late start. Who's taking the new first watch?
I'll take the first watch.
Luna's like, she'll once again go up to Hal and go, Hal, and she points off to the direction of where the funeral pyre was, and she goes, metal sounds, people talking, and lights.
Hold on, give me a second. I'm just trying to find an appropriate GIF to really convey the look that she gives Luna for waking her up.
I'm assuming I know what it is, but I'm not gonna.
I think you get the idea. She's going back to sleep.
You gotta be kidding me, Gift.
I just don't give a fuck. Look,
Yeah, okay. Luna, roll me a perception check as you're pointing this out to the others. Yeah, whatever is going on up there is still going on. There's like almost like people shining lanterns around in different directions, and then there's the occasional very, very faint sounds of like metal striking metal. And then there's like every now and then reverberating off the hillsides near you is like a snippet or a snatch of like a person's shout or like a scream.
King Cyberman up there. Out of character.
Okay, well, she'll just go back to bed then.
Okay.
I'll take the next second watch.
Well, then I'll take third watch.
As you guys are heading back off to sleep, Lith comes back into camp, and she drops a little cobalt dagger at your feet that she was carrying in her mouth.
I'll say, good boy, Ralph. Good boy, and give her a pat.
Okay, so first watch perception.
Wait, who's first again?
I don't know.
Luna.
Luna.
It's not me.
Okay,
It's not
How's a sleep?
Yeah.
How would sleep?
Oh, well, I guess I am first.
Meditating,
Well,
I mean.
I'll just use that.
No, she's asleep. Like, okay, kind of meditating, but she's just kind of fucking splayed across the ground as if she was asleep.
Luna, I'll use that first perception roll, so don't worry about it. Who's second watch? So by the end of your first watch, Luna, as you watch the festivities up on the hill, that ends somewhere like half an hour in. Like the lights stop swinging around, they vanish, the sounds stop, and then there's just nighttime. Hanu, you take up her watch. Is there any particular direction you're watching in?
Nope. Just kind of sitting there trying to pet the dog, probably more than I should be, and just petting any noise. I'll kind of like narrow my eyes in that direction.
The dog seems okay with you petting it. It's not the most like effusive, friendly dog that you've ever met, but it doesn't seem to object to you petting it.
Good.
It licks your hands sometimes as if it's like tasting something weird.
I've never tasted orc before. Half orc.
And then who's taking third watch? By the way, by this time, Hal, you would have finished your long rest. Like,
Yeah,
you still,
I was about
you
to say.
still feel, you still, you know, you still. Here's how wounds work in 5e, right? Like, you still have the various cuts and bruises and stuff like that on you, but like you regain your fighting spirit is essentially what happens.
She's still shivering a bit, but like she can get up and go about.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's going to join or take the next watch.
Do you want to take the next watch and then I'll join you for the last one?
That works.
So during Hanu's watch, when Luna went to bed, she would have curled up with Hal to get her warm.
Oh yeah. So you wake up with a tiny Luna curled up, providing you warmth.
Wait, where is Luna?
Curled up
She's
with
big.
Hal.
She's Big Spoon.
Huh.
She's Little Big Spoon. No, I'm just kidding.
Elle attempts to get up without disturbing her. And she's going to do her watch, just kind of staying near the fireplace if she can, the bonfire.
Okay, which direction are you looking?
Out? There's only like one direction they can come from.
Yeah, true. Perception check. Okay.
Nice.
You notice through your keen elf vision that occasionally from a healthy, respectful distance away, and by which I mean like 200 to 300 feet, the occasional rat folk person kind of like peek out from behind a tree and look towards your camp.
Hal's gonna glare him right in the eyes and knock a bow.
Yeah, and then as soon as it sees you doing that, you see it turn tail and like run like fuck away into the bush. And then
Holy shit.
15 minutes or 20 minutes later, where you'll see another one like at another position, like just they're keeping an eye on your camp. They're like clearly not going to fuck with you guys. And then at the end of your watch, you're taking the next one, right?
Yeah, with Tylos, I think.
And
I'm
Tylos
looking
is assisting you. I'll let one of you roll for it at advantage.
What's your modifier, Pete?
+4.
I think you roll because you generally have better perception rolls than me. And I know I just jinxed you with that.
You just did.
Yep, I did.
Yeah, your camp doesn't get attacked or anything.
I'll come out and I'll just there'll be no word said, and I'll just pass you like a flask.
Actually, I'll roll something.
And then after a few minutes, I'll be like,
No, Snape is dead. Don't worry about the Snape. Okay, so as you finish your watch and you're everyone is waking up and sitting about morning activities, you guys hear from nearby crashing through the bush, like something or someone moving through the brush at a fast pace, not really taking any efforts to conceal their passage.
Like large size crashing so that they can knock over multiple small trees at once?
No, like snapping branches.
Like crunching through a bush.
Yeah, like someone running through the forest.
Hal takes her gear back.
How do you guys respond? It sounds to be about 90 feet away, 100 feet away, coming your direction. Although maybe not directly at you guys. Maybe it's like passing near you guys.
Hal is going to stand right in the middle of her pitfall trap. Like in the middle of a ring of them that she made around her equipment. And she's going to go and keep on the lookout for whatever it is. Maybe sort of crouched partway in the wee ditch she dug.
Okay. I will make a roll for something.
Am I going to get knocked out again? No, I'm not, because I've already had my average.
I get knocked out. And I get
But I get up again.
I mean, I'm probably hanging around with Hal. Like, okay.
Has anyone else gone down?
No, I haven't even taken any damage yet.
So you guys hear as you crouch down and prepare for whatever is happening. You guys hear from kind of like the direction that you guys forded the river, probably like 60 feet away. There's like a crash, like something falling, and then a feminine scream. More of shock and pain.
Hal turns around briefly, gestures to the others, and then she's going to take off toward the sound.
I'll follow you.
Because that couldn't go wrong at all.
Okay.
I'm still asleep.
This would have been about unless you're staying in, like, this would be about the time. It's like dawn, basically.
Oh, yeah, then I'm waking up.
Everyone who wants to be awake can be awake at this point.
Yeah, like I thought our rest was over now.
So who follows her?
I do.
I'll be about like 15 feet behind, waking up, walking like, okay, where are we going?
Okay. What's Luna doing?
still curled up in a ball.
No, I said that everyone who wants to be awake can be awake by now. This is like past dawn. This is after the final watch.
Oh, okay. Well then, she's probably on Hanu's shoulders.
Okay. Piggyback riding, right. Yeah, Lith follows along, bounds along. In fact, Lith kind of like is kind of off to one side, like kind of paralleling the party. You run out of camp, headed back the direction you were coming from, and it becomes clearly who screamed. You find that there is you stumble upon a scene. Let me paint a picture. There is a pitfall trap.
Sorry.
There is a pitfall trap with sharpened stakes laid upon the bottom, with poorly concealed leaves and sticks and stuff thrown over it. However, Hal, it is not your pitfall trap. It's too far out from your camp to be your pitfall trap.
And the fucking craftsmanship on these stakes are absolutely shocking now.
And additionally, it crosses. This pitfall trap was in a position that you would have walked over it the last time you passed through this area. So it wasn't here the last time when you
fucking
guys
kobolds
arrived to this camp.
I think it might have been that woman who screamed.
Okay, the woman who screamed is partially in the pitfall trap. And
Yeah, I think she was making it probably fell.
and there's two wooden stakes piercing her thigh, and she's currently trying to extricate herself from the pitfall trap. And although this is the picture that I'm going to show you, she looks much more disheveled than this, and she's not holding a big fuck off knife. Okay.
Can I say? Okay, she looks pretty evil.
Okay. And that is where we will leave the session.
Dun, dun, dun.
No. I will say that she looks up at you guys, and then she says, "Oh, thank Nixie. You guys have to help me." And that's where we'll leave the session.
Can I do an inside check before we?
Sure. I mean, there's something about damsel in distress, Hal.
Hal likes to help people.
Yeah, Hal does like to help people. Tylos, she seems genuine in her fright and her pain. Like she's not faking falling into the pit trap. But at the same time, like it's quite clearly that she's dressed in some sort of like leather armor. She's not a civilian, obviously. She's probably like an adventurer like you guys.
I'm going to stand over the pit and say, "Are you all right, lady?"
Yeah.
Obviously isn't.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll leave it there. But yeah, I assume you guys are going to help her out of the pit.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to shoot a fireball at her.
Okay. Roll an attack roll.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, so you guys take her back to camp, and she seems like she's not in shock. Not like shock, but she is like shaken, and she's like, "Oh God, I think they're all dead.
Is she an elf?
She is
What
a
is
human.
Does so Lilith doesn't react to her? Lilith?
You guys glance around. Lith is nowhere in sight. She's vanished somewhere.
Okay.
I'd be like, "Where's Ralph gone?"
Do we hit 3 for murdering Snape?
No, you do not hit 3 for murdering Snape. Actually, what you do get 3 for is finding the remains of the Windshore Company.
Wait, we leveled up?
You are now level 3.
Lasers.
Oh, yes, I get fireball. No, I don't. Or do
No,
I?
you no, Fireball is a level 3 spell, not a
Ah,
spell at level
damn
3.
it.
Oh, yes, that's right. I derped. My apologies, Talos. You do find on Snape a spellbook.
Excellent. I will take
Ooh.
his spell book.
Okay, it is creepy.
I
And
don't care.
it doesn't, like, you're not familiar with this kind of material, but you know it when you see it. It is made out of human skin. Or
It's
rather,
porn.
people skin.
Actually, we probably know it as soon as Hani took a picture of it.
Oh yeah, I can take a picture of
True.
everything.
And it has the following spells.
You can make me write this down now. You got it.
I'll post it because there's quite a
Okay.
few spells.
I'm still recording, so you'll have it on recording too.
I was looking at the Barbarian Pass and Xanathars, but I think I'll just go Totem.
Play the one that sounds fun.
That's what I'm doing. I just like being a big old damage sponge. It's half your hit die +1 plus your con mod, right? Oh wow, he's got a lot of spells.
And yes, he had all of those spells ready to hit you guys with. You can thank Tylos for killing him, like, super fucking fast.
Well, I'm an Academy mage. I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
I've inadvertently ended up being the tank, quote unquote,
In
again.
fact, now that you think back upon the fight, Tylos, you realize that, like, it was part of your instinctive training kicked in, your evocation instructors. When you recognize that you're fighting a superior wizard, you don't have time to fuck around. You need to end it as soon as possible.
Yep.
10 more hit points for me.
But yeah, obviously some of those spells you can't learn yet because you're not high enough level. But you can learn up to suggestion. The rest of the way down is all level 3 and above.
Yeah, it'd take me a couple of hours or a couple of days to sort it out.
Remember, you still need to provide material components in order to write it. But I will tell you one thing: magical ink is one of the trade goods that the company Dex can summon.
Ooh.
Nice.
Anyway, I hope this didn't run too late for you, Robin.
No, this is actually just about perfect.
Okay, fantastic. That's what I aimed at to be. I hope everyone had fun.
We did.
Yeah. Hey, Kev,
This
did
is
you sign up
traditionally. Sorry,
Okay.
go ahead.
Did you sign up for a D&D Beyond thing? Because I have a master account if you want to sign up under it.
Oh, sweet. Okay, no, I haven't. That'd be
Actually,
awesome.
if you guys all sign up for, I have some of the stuff unlocked, not all of it, obviously, but if you want to throw your D&D Beyond stuff into Discord, I'll get you under my account.
Excellent. Yeah, I'll do that.
I've got D&D Beyond.
You have you pay the $50 for the year.
No, but I've purchased some things.
I think the master account also gets access to your stuff if you're in the same game, right?
Yeah, we can do like campaigns.
I just figured out how to set it up, but
You just go
I'm working
campaigns
on
and then go create a new campaign, and then you send us the link, and we can join your campaign.
it. I will do that.
So I think this is traditionally the part where I say something that I think I'm not being recorded, but I still am.
Probably.
Oh yes, you're still being recorded.
Fairies are all gay.
And at that point, we'll end the
Yep.
session.
And they